Okay, so I'll just do a quick recap. In our previous episode, the party had investigated a manor or noble villa. There's a giant fight between the guards of the manor and some Zentarim. The party slew some people and talked with the noblewoman and basically left the scene without alerting the city watch. It's the next day, and the party started off over breakfast talking about the bloodbath at the villa, and they have used their Nimblewright detector to go out and search for the lost Nimblewright, which they have been trying to find because they believe it had launched the fireball attack across the street from the Wayward Dice, their adventuring hub. And so they're now seeking it, and the detector is going off that they're very close by now in an alleyway. It's the second night after the fireball attack, 2 mornings prior. Am I forgetting something? I think that's everything.
I think that's about all.
That's everything. Thank you, Nathan.
All right. So that should be caught back up to the situation that we found ourselves in right now.
With the exception that Swiftly has informed you that she can smell the smell of the Nimblewright further down the alley. So I'm just waiting to hear what you guys want to do.
I believe Swiftly said specifically that it's the disgusting scent of a man. Something along those lines.
His machine.
Yeah. Man and his machine.
And remember the priest had told you the Nimblewright had confessed to making another Nimblewright. So technically the one you're hunting was made by another one of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
So it's double machine. Nimblewright become human. Sad is going to just kind of like point the group in that direction as well. Joining in Swiftly's pointing, you know.
Are they parallel?
It's not very helpful.
So like parallel lines?
It starts off perpendicular, actually, and then it slowly transforms to parallel.
All right, did you guys go down the alley?
Airvan is going to stealthily go down the alley.
Let's just try and pick up the pace because I would like to play. So let's.
Yeah, that could help.
All right, so the party goes down the alley, and after a short search, under a pile of garbage, wearing some sort of tattered, stolen cloak, you find a Nimblewright.
Oh. Is he a tiny Nimblewright?
He's like the size of a gnome. So, shorter than you, maybe 4 feet tall.
Well, Swiftly is 4 feet tall.
Oh, okay. So that's about your size then.
Erevan, I think he's gonna like put his hand on the hilt of his sword, of his rapier, but he's not going to like actually draw it.
Rue approaches the Nimblewright.
All right. It's kind of like you can just kind of like pull some garbage aside, and like you've uncovered it, and it's just kind of like under garbage with like this cloak on it and
Sitting
stuff,
there?
and just kind of like buried under garbage and stuff, like not really moving.
Dead. Is it dead?
How are you gonna check if it's dead? It's a construct.
That's fair.
Is my pencil
Guys,
dead? Let me check.
I don't feel a pulse, guys.
Well, let me check if my pencil's dead.
Yeah, I can't find the pulse either.
Well, I had the air quotes. No,
Yeah.
I,
so how do you go? Which character is it? Rue or Sad that's checking to see if it's dead?
Rue.
Okay, and how's she going about
she's
that?
She's going to pick it up.
Okay, so she kind of like pushes some of the garbage aside to pick it up, and Rue looks down, and the thing has pointed a blade into Rue's stomach, and like it like seems to like look and like if it had actual eyeballs, it would be looking you in the eye, but it just got kind of like these like metallic inset onyx things. You can't really tell what it is because it's not natural. But let's go ahead and we'll say with the blade to your gut, let's go ahead and roll to see who acts first. And we'll just do party initiative for the sake of time. But Zach,
I
if
got
you'll
a
roll.
nat 20.
Sure, yeah.
God,
Okay.
We'll go with that one.
Look at that.
All right. All right. So Swiftly acts swiftly. What does Swiftly do?
Swiftly, Swiftly hasn't gone it into actual close combat since Cholt, actually. So she's gonna take a risk and she's gonna lunge in with that rapier.
All right. Give me attack roll.
Attack roll. Okay. Does a 12 hit?
No, this thing's made of metal. It's like its whole body is a suit of armor.
The one time she goes into melee combat.
What weapon was she using again?
She was using a rapier.
Rapier. Yeah, so it goes. Ring. It almost cuts Rue, but Rue, you managed to spin out of the way. What does Rue do?
Let me actually see what stuff she has. It's gonna
Oh,
try.
I should probably roll on Jurassic.
She's gonna try and like hold down the construction, the nimble right.
Okay, give me a
strength.
Yeah, let's do strength athletics.
All right. 25.
Okay, I rolled a 19. So you managed to pin it down. Any further attacks to it will have advantage for this
I forgot
round.
to say Jurassic's initiative. That's 15.
We're just doing a group initiative, so you're 20
okay.
applied. So you guys get to act first as a group. So if you're making attacks, just roll all your rolls and then tell me your results and what your character is doing. So Alexis, how about Jurassic then?
Okay. Since
And Zach
Jurassic
and Kale, if you'll take care of your characters while she's doing this, please.
he doesn't have many options as a rogue, but
Rogues always have options.
in this situation against a metal man, are there, from what he can tell, are there any like weak points in his armor? Or
What's Jurassic's intelligence?
He's 15.
Yeah, he's probably heard the classic saying, "Go for the eyes, boo," and so he might know about attacking eyes, joints, those sorts of things. Typical combat locations. It is humanoid shaped.
So Jurassic probably kind of like does his little confident stride towards the nimble right on the ground, and he pulls out his crossbow and just stands there and nonchalantly shoots him in the eye.
Okay.
And he got 17 plus 5 is 22. Does that hit?
Yes.
He
just misses the eye and hits right above it, and there's a little indentation in the brass. It's like, ding! What's your damage roll on that?
1d8. 8 plus 3, so 11. 11 damage. Max damage for crossbow.
All right, and the metal is thick enough that the bolt should have penetrated, but it's like actually like creamed off, and yeah, it's like hardened armor, like a plate armor, like a knight would wear.
Rossi's visibly
this whole thing's made out of metal, so but it's definitely visibly damaged it. All right, how about for Sad, Zach?
Sad is going to launch 2 beams of Eldritch Blast into the boy. And I think, yeah, that is a roll. It's a roll, right? Or do they just hit? I forget how Eldritch Blast works, and my app doesn't tell me. Yeah, no, ranged spell attack. Never mind, it does tell me. So...
Don't consult the book. Consult the box of goldfish crackers.
Goldfish. Eat flesh. So
what?
14?
Did you roll with advantage?
No.
Okay.
16.
Okay. So in your effort to avoid blasting Rue, it kind of like blasts a bag of garbage and kind of explodes it everywhere.
Now he's got 2 beams per casting. That's a 10, and that's a 8. Okay, never mind. It's just not sad today. He's
How's
yeah,
that?
it's quite sad.
yeah.
It's so funny here.
Ha 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 ha.
Okay, Kale.
Oh,
Yours too.
all right. I think that Aravan is gonna think back. What was our mission? So was it catch them? Was it? Do we have to kill it? Did it say to keep it alive? Basically.
I think they want it recovered. I don't believe they specified that it had to be alive.
I guess it's not alive anyway. As clarified previously.
Functioning.
Yes, functioning. I think Kaylin then is going to try and take her. She's got. Let me double check what her weapon is real quick. She has a thing. Let me pull up the picture. She's going to attack with that. I should have. I did think about it. Oh yes, her halberd. Okay, so she's gonna take her halberd and put it down right on top of like she basically wants to like attack it right in the neck and pop and like dislocate its head from the body.
All right. So she has an advantage on that.
Okay.
That's just to attack. So, but you can roll advantage because it's basically being pinned down by Rue.
All right. Well.
Also, Zach, while he's rolling those, your Eldritch Blast, you just make the one attack roll, and that counts for both teams, so they're not separate attacks.
With advantage, she roll. Oh.
I was just saying oh.
Yeah. With advantage, she rolled an 8 and a 2, so 14.
All right, so you guys are really trying hard not to kill Rue, and Rue's actually kind of surprised, like, wow, people are trying to like not hurt me. What is this madness? And then how about Aravan?
Aravan, he's going to attack with both of his weapons.
Right. So do the one with advantage.
Oh wait, hang on. Haley gets 2 attacks. I'm sorry. She
level 5?
Yeah. Okay, so she rolled a 22 and a 9.
Just to speed things along, it's an 18 or higher to hit.
Okay, so
same as
hits.
a suit of full plate.
Okay, perfect. All right, then I'll keep that in mind. And she's going to do 12 damage to it.
Okay. And again, the metal deflects part of her blow, effectively reducing the damage by half again.
She should have smited it. She should have smoked it.
Should have. She's still inexperienced as a level 5. So.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is her first nimble right, to be fair.
Then Aravan, he's going to put 2 like really, really harsh blows down on this thing with his rapier and his sword. Advantage.
And yeah, advantage on both. And then was Swiftly beginning to play music? Is that what I was hearing?
Theme music, yes.
Okay.
For the background, for all's enjoyment.
Okay, so we'll say that's her next action for the next round.
Give some bardic inspiration.
To whom?
Probably Rue.
All right. Let's let Kale finish his turn. We'll give the nimble right a chance to live, and then we'll go back to Swiftly real fast.
All right. So
Swiftly.
As I know the AC, 26 hits, I'm pretty sure. So Aravan is going to deal the lowest amount of damage he can deal with his rapier, which is 5 damage, halved.
Okay. Its pointy blade kind of carooms off of it.
Yeah.
I think it left a little tiny scratch, like about a half an inch. How about the other blade?
The other blade completely misses.
Okay. Man, Rue is much loved. All right, so
it's good for once in her life.
See, I think Aravan likes Rue, but Lakaelin doesn't. Lakaelin doesn't like Aravan either. But Aravan and Rue are both evil, so.
So is Rue gonna attempt to keep the nimble right pinned, or is she gonna let it up?
She's going to continue keeping it pinned. Do I have to roll for that?
Yeah.
Yeet.
Because it's trying to break out.
Yep. Oh, dropped it. Darn it.
Yeah, I did the same. I rolled it behind my Chromebook.
I don't have a big enough desk for this.
Yeah.
20, not natural.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled a 4. All right, so the nimble right is stuck in place, And then Swiftly is playing bardic music if you want to be playing for our combat encounter. And then who is she inspiring?
Rue.
Yep.
And is that a D8?
Yes.
I've never actually gotten bardic inspiration before. What does it do?
You can add it to your roll, basically.
Okay. And oh, there goes my phone. Rue, like, after making sure to keep it down for another round, another 6 seconds, she can easily gauge this abstract measurement of time. She's going to look to the party and say, "No, don't kill it. We're going to bring it back alive, functioning, not destroyed. We'll get more money this way."
Caitlin then pipes in and says, "Then let's bind its arms." And she pulls out some rope.
Jirachi shrugs, puts his crossbow back, and stalks off while saying, "Well, it's not my problem anyway, as long as we come back with the coins, I don't care what happens."
I think... Oh.
Yeah, just whoever's going to be trying to tie it up, I need sleight of hand rolls for the rope tying tricks.
Okay.
Also, Zach, on the Bardic Inspiration, you have 10 minutes for the duration of the song and then the recent memory of song. You can roll the die and add that to a dice 20 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So any of your dice 20 rolls. You can also wait until after you've rolled and then decide whether to add it after the fact. You don't have to decide ahead of time.
I like the idea that in 6 seconds she's done something so inspiring that it makes me do everything I do better.
Mm-hmm. Like tying that nimble right up better. You've inspired me to tie up this poor little mechanical dude.
Man, the way that you played that C chord really got my gears moving.
I don't think I like... I don't... Okay. So I have a question. Is it... Could I, instead of doing a... with the Kaylin, instead of doing a sleight of hand, could I do, like, a brute strength to, like, just, like, really get the rope on there instead of a sleight of hand for that? Like a strength check, maybe?
No, not to tie the knots. I think it's... The knot tying's kind of like a fine art.
Okay, then I think Kaylin then is just going to, like, hold it down then while everyone else ties the knots.
Yeah, and Sad can definitely offer some good assistance.
Okay.
Except he's not going to, and Rue is.
Jirachi won't help unless he's asked to.
Yeah, see, I think whenever Jirachi said the thing about, like, like, as long as I get my money, blah, 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 because Erevan, he is the exact same way. He's about the money, not about the people. And I think Erevan kind of like, he's like, okay. Like, kind of like nods at Jirachi's
potential friendship.
Yes, exactly. Potential agreement. What are friends, really? I mean,
yeah.
Make the rolls, please.
Yeah. 17 for sleight of hand.
And for my strength check, for holding down the thing.
Yeah, it's already being held down by Rue.
Oh, I thought Rue was gonna be tying the knot.
Is Rue letting go to tie it?
Because Caitlin's gonna take over on the strength thing and hold it down.
Yes, actually, that is what's going to happen.
Okay, Caitlin needs to give me a strength check then.
Okay, 18.
All right. That doesn't work. I rolled a 21.
Oh my
so
God.
The nimble right has sprung free.
And?
Gosh darn it.
And what happens?
All messed up.
I blame you, Lakaylin.
Lakaylin grabs onto it again.
But she's already used her action to attempt to grapple it, so it's escaped her grasp.
Okay.
So anyone who hasn't acted yet this round, please indicate what you're going to do before the nimble right's turn.
Aaron throws 2 daggers.
I think, does he have a dagger in his offhand?
He has a dagger down by his down on his leg. That's
well,
like
he had
anything.
2 hands. He had 2 weapons, so he had a rapier. What was the other one?
A short sword. Okay, Erevan just stabs it.
He'd have to spend this round to switch weapons.
Then he's not going to throw a dagger. Then he's just going to... I was trying to think cool. I think he's going to, like, jump off the wall and tackle stab.
Okay, so you make the attack rolls. Alexis, while he's doing that, what are your characters doing? Swiftly's playing, and then Jirachi started to stalk off.
Gerasi, having heard what happened, turns around and without blinking an eye does his like signature like side crossbow maneuver for the eyes.
And he hears a
Essentially.
and realizes he's forgotten to reload the crossbow. Oh.
So after Erevan jumps
That
off
really
the wall,
happened.
Erevan misses with his rapier, but then instead makes it look like he was trying to, and he's gonna slice with a short sword and do 10 damage, half to 5, I guess.
All right, and the very tip of the dagger makes a little kind of
It's
like
a short sword. Short sword. Sorry.
Sorry, short sword. Actually pierces the metal.
Ooh, nice.
18. What's your modifier on that one?
+3, 21.
Tail, you said 10 damage?
Yes, 10 damage, half to 5.
Right. The metal absorbs a lot of the blow. All right, Alexis, what were you rolling for?
That was to hit. You said he didn't reload it, so did he really not reload it? Or...
Well, he'd have to reload his crossbow.
Okay.
Or he could. You had mentioned he could put it down. I guess he could toss it down and like attack with like a melee weapon or something.
No, he's gonna take his turn then to reload his crossbow.
Okay.
He's not getting in that.
All right. Yeah, he's a little frustrated.
While he's doing that, he's probably counting the coins in his pocket.
All right.
Just by scent.
And Zach, what's Sad doing?
Sad is using his slingshot to shoot a magic stone, but he misses, and it flies off onto a wall and leaves a large crack.
All right. Alexis, do you want to call the targets for the nimble right for me?
All the targets?
Yeah, it's going to make 3 attacks. It's got a multi-attack.
How do I call? Do I just start calling people out?
Yeah, channel your inner nimble right. Who's it attacking? Is it focusing on one person, or is it spreading the love?
Swiftly is standing about 10 feet away with a violin.
I think we're choosing between Rue and Lakaelin and Erevan.
Well, that's 3 right there.
Okay, each one?
Yeah.
All right, so against Erevan, I've rolled 17. Kale, does a 17 hit Erevan?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you could hear me. Yes, sorry, 16. Sorry, I didn't know you couldn't hear me. My mic was muted.
Okay. 8 damage.
Okay.
With the rapier against Lakaelin, I've rolled a 20.
That hits. 16 is also her AC.
All right, that does 10 damage to her. And then, does she have some sort of armor or damage reduction? Or is that somebody else?
Oh, yes. She takes -3 damage to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
Okay, that was a piercing. It's got a rapier, so she, instead of taking 10, takes 7. And finally, against Rue, the attack is a 16. Does that hit?
That's my armor class.
Okay, so that hits. Okay. But this is with a little pointed, like its other hand, not the rapier. While it's stabbing the other ones, it just kind of like reach out and does a quick stab. And that's
my eyes are up here.
7 damage.
All right.
All right. The party's turn again. The nimble right is free and drawing blood with every attack.
Rue is going to say, to heck with this whole concept of not killing it. Pull out 2 short swords and strike with both. 22 that hits, and 19 that hits.
Okay, so give me damage and sneak attack on the first one.
So 11 damage on the first one, and 8 damage on the other. So 19 total.
What were the separate amounts instead of totaling them?
3 for.
Sorry, what was the total damage for one?
Oh, 11 and 7. Or no, 11 and 8.
Okay.
I've already forgot the numbers I said.
All right, so she manages to strike one of the knee joints both times, and it's actually damaged the left knee joint.
All right.
Okay, so I'll say even like a part has like popped off or something.
She's very proud.
All right, how about the others?
Jurassi's gonna take that shot with his crossbow that has now been loaded.
All right, go for it.
Does a 17 hit?
18 or higher. So we'll say the crossbow actually hits it, and it carooms off without doing any damage. So
Darn
it is glinting in the moonlight. So it's not overcast at the moment.
it. Okay. And who's the closest to the Nimblewright at the moment?
Well, Rue just slashed at it. Also, Erevan and Lakaelin are also in the melee. It's kind of like surrounded.
I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna formulate something for Sophia real quick. You could go on.
Okay, you can just keep playing music and inspire us.
Well, she has
Kale?
a turn. I'm just double checking
Yeah.
the spell.
Lakaelin is going to attack, and if she hits, she's going to Divine Smite. So a burst of holy radiant energy, because she's realizing that none of these blows are really getting through. So she's getting pretty frustrated, and she's just going to let out this, like, scream. And she has a Scourge ASMR, and so I think that her voice sounds like a couple voices at once, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, you know, she is, like, just flowing with this just insane, powerful, holy energy in a sense.
Okay, so she's not casting a spell. She's using the Divine Smite feature.
Of course.
And
yes.
Also, does she say the name of the god or whatever?
Nope. Yes.
Okay.
She says,
yes.
Insert name of god here.
Oh.
She got a
chance for inspiration lost.
Does a 20 hit? Of course it does.
Yeah, 18 or higher.
She's gonna be casting that at a level 2,
Leslie's
so
here
she does
playing violin with all her might, and she doesn't get inspiration. She just gives it.
So she does 8 damage. It's halved for the first, and then she does 15 damage. It's not halved.
Okay, so the channeled prayer flows into the Nimblewright, and she finally lands that decapitating blow she tried earlier, and the force of her magic separates the head from the body, and the whole thing just falls into a heap of 2 pieces,
Nice.
and it's no longer animated. We'll award inspiration to Swiftly since you play music on your phone. And if you're playing a religious character, you'll need to actually know the name of your deity. So
yeah, I know. I'm definitely.
I think
I think I have it written down. Yeah.
All right. So the Nimblewright is no more, and it's now lying at your feet in a pile.
Torm. Sorry, Torm is the person. It is on the character sheet. You're right. I put Torm y'all for whatever reason. So Torm.
Of course, it has to be Torm, not Tempest.
Zach. You're not an advocate for Tempest with this character.
All right. So what do your characters do now that the Nimblewright is down?
I think Lakaelin, after doing that, I think she like looks over and she's like definitely sweating a lot, even if no one else is. And I think she's gonna like, I think she's just gonna like pick up the head and like kind of be like, all right, well, let's go. And just start
Sad's gonna lightly kick the body, and Rue's gonna pick up the rest of the body after it's been kicked.
Is any part of the Nimblewright's body made of something that Jurassic sees as valuable?
So he looks over the Nimblewright's body, and well, it's all. I mean, it's probably valuable to somebody interested in these kind of things, like the whole body in general. You're not seeing any sort of like obvious gems. It doesn't appear to be made out of gold or silver. It looks more like brass and copper and iron, gears, that sort of thing. You also see that there is a folded up piece of paper kind of stuck into one of like the plates.
Rossi probably snatches that piece of paper out of curiosity and opens it.
It seems to be folded into quarters, so he unfolds it, and it's got a map of part of Waterdeep.
Oh, which
And
part?
there's like an X like slashed on it.
Out of his own self-interest, Jurasi pockets it without informing the rest of the crew.
Give me a sleight of hand check to see if anyone notices. And guys, you'll compare this against your passive perceptions.
All right.
Jurasi. 18.
So does anybody have a passive perception of 18 or higher? I don't think anyone does.
Yeah, no. Mouther might, but
15's the
No.
highest. 15's the
Swiftly
highest.
has exactly an 18.
Alright, so I think Swiftly notices, but no one else does.
Roleplay catching yourself.
hey, you! It's the
You get attack
Spider-Man.
out of both sides of your mouth.
I'm pretty sure that's how most people talk.
Swiftly
just to
definitely
clarify.
notices this and goes over to
Jurassic.
probably Rue, because
Oh, rude.
Alexis rats herself out. I love
Yeah.
this.
Swiftly sort of like under her breath, like, but she doesn't even say anything. She just sort of nudges Rue and nods over to Jurasi, like motions with her head.
Rue gives Jurasi a very mean look.
But you're behind Jurasi. Jurasi's already walking.
But yeah, and Jurasi doesn't see it. But Rue is very upset at this breach of trust.
Wait, Rue actually cares about people?
Rue
What?
cares about Swiftly.
Oh, okay.
They have a bond. Swiftly gave Rue bardic inspiration. It's a
So
bond.
anyone that
you
looks
just
at the
can't
map,
break.
at the top of the city, at the very edge of the city, I don't know if you can see it, but along the top edge, you guys are like down here on the northeast side. There's a little expanded area of the city. It's kind of like the crappiest part of town. I think the dock region competes for that title, but it's called the Field Ward, and it's kind of like outside the slopes down in the fields, the low-lying area before you get out to the agricultural lands. And there's an X neatly marked clearly at a kind of like a set-aside sort of building there on the map. Okay, and you also have the nimble rights. I don't know. You could probably jury rig some sort of way of tying it up. You're not that far.
You could put it
We'll
on
say
the
you're
Velociraptor.
about a 20 to 30 minute walk back to the Wayward Dice, so you could take it back there, or you could just take it with you and follow the map. Or why don't you guys talk over what you want to do? And I'm gonna take a quick break for a moment.
Okay. I did mention that Kaylin just picked up the head and started to walk off, so Kaylin just carrying his head.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
talk over what you guys want to do, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna make another thing at tea.
Okay. Sure.
Jurasi has not shared the map.
Or the hidden thing, the stolen. I think it was actually just the map.
Yeah. Just the map. Hidden map. Hidden stolen map that Sylphie caught.
So the important thing to note is that Rue and Swiftly are definitely going to be gossiping about Jurasi the entire way. I can guarantee you. And that's the only thing I have really to contribute to the conversation.
We could put the nimble right on top of the Velociraptor and carry it back to the Wayward Dice.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we should definitely get the nimble right to the temple and then see what we can
Would
do.
we want to go to the Wayward Dice first, or do we want to go to the temple first?
I'd say we probably go to the temple. I mean, it's still broad nighttime.
That's true. Would there be anybody at the temple?
It's still broad moonlight. I completely agree, though. I think that we should do that. I think we should head back to the temple first. Even if no one's there, we could just
stop by the Wayward Dice and get a rest, since so many of you guys have been injured.
I mean, we all went to bed and did that, and I mean, we only got hurt just a tiny bit. I think we're completely good to go back. To continue forward.
It doesn't hurt anything. I mean, Swiftly has 37 health and hasn't been hit once in this entire adventure.
The Caitlin chops her head off.
Roll your characters.
Yeah. Instead of playing swiftly, you're gonna play slowly.
Sitting bull.
A character named slowly, of course.
Swiftly is basically a Thundercat
terrible dex high con dwarf.
Spells include Shatter, Thunderwave, and Thunderclap.
Hey, no need to share that with the entire audience because they have to figure it out through it.
You know nothing.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
now they know too much.
I mean, I know too much. I just caught my own character.
And then ratted it out to my character.
No argument.
Anyway, so yeah, we should probably go straight just to the temple, throw the corpse down, be like, hey.
I think we should go in. Yeah, I agree. I think we should go in then. I mean, much better. If we literally like knock on the door, if no one answers, we just kind of just open it, and if it's locked, then we just pick the lock and then go in anyway.
If we break our pick locks, we'll just break the door. It can't possibly go wrong.
Yes, there's always a back door. Literally and metaphorically, but more metaphorically here. I'm not saying to go in a different door. I'm saying, there's always like a plan B to the plan B. And while plan A doesn't work, insert plan B. AKA you're just stuck in a loop. Sorry, coding.
Alright, we're going to plan K. We're going to the temple. First, we're turning in that body, and we're making progress. Making bank.
Nathan, your mic is muted.
It's 2 hours into the night, so it would take you an hour or two to get down to the temple where it's located. But when you get there, it'll be another 6 hours till it would open.
Then we will.
I mean, you can still attempt to do that if you'd like. There's no guarantee. Remember, it's still nighttime.
Well, they probably need sleep then. I'm going to steal Alexis's idea and make it my own, and say let's go to the Wayward Dice and have some sleep until it opens. So then everybody gets up on that.
And try to get Jurasi to share the map.
Why don't we just go in the middle of the night? We can just break in and drop off the thing.
And then how would we get paid?
Yeah, if we just break in, what's gonna happen? I said we're gonna break down the door, but that was more just.
I mean, it's like sending an email. You just break in their house, and they answer whenever they'd like. We can just sit in their attic with the nimble right until whoever they're like, oh hello, just checking you're still here, and then 4 people come out of the attic.
Yeah, let's definitely see if that holds up in court. Just break into somebody's house. Be like, oh yeah, I was just sending an email.
All right. So what's the decision?
Just an email. I can send emails. Well, do you have a computer? Oh, well, what's that for?
No, we do have the email bird. We could probably contact the.
Where is Windromper?
No, not Windromper.
No, I'm asking where it is. Oh, okay. Oh. I didn't even realize he was in the scene. That's awesome.
No, but we do have the email board bird. We can probably contact the temple.
Hey, good idea.
And be like, hey, what the hecky do we do?
Why is it called an email bird?
I think Jurasi has the bird, doesn't he?
Oh, well.
Okay.
Well then,
Alexis, it's a magic paper bird that you speak a message to and you throw it and it flies there.
But it's not an email.
It's an
email.
email.
A D&D email. Mm-hmm.
It's fantasy email.
All right. Is it like Spacebook?
It's a paper bird. It's like an origami bird.
That is an
magic.
Origami bird.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's fantasy email.
Oh, sorry. I guess you don't whisper to it. You write down a message on it that flies to the person that's meant to be?
After you write a message of 50 words or fewer on this magic sheet of parchment and speak a creature's name, the parchment magically folds into a tiny paper bird and flies to the recipient whose name you uttered. The recipient must be on the same plane of existence, otherwise it turns to ashes as it takes flight.
Nice.
Dang it, he's not on the plane anymore. You just ruined my bird.
A piece of paper from the Death Note.
I think those are two very different and drastically.
Considering it's Jurasi, I would not put it past him.
All right, so let's carry on with the game. So what are you guys doing? What's the decision?
I suppose we can just go and rest for the night because we kind of just stayed up all day waiting for night to fall, and now it's 5 hours until the temple opens, so we should probably get some sleep.
Aravan's not tired. He literally just woke up.
Yeah, but he's a drow. We
This
don't
is-
care about his opinion.
How am I
You
supposed to
don't.
play a drow in this campaign if all we want to do is
Hey,
one
you
thing in
made
the middle of
this
the
choice.
night? I did, and I wanted to continue with it.
Well, we can solve this and just ban all drow player characters.
Okay, Aravan just stabs the DM. Kale's the DM now.
Alright.
I have usurped you.
You
Your
must
powers
all
are
be.
mine.
You must all
Gerasi
be
writes his
drow.
name down in the notebook.
Stop. Okay,
Who's
okay.
carrying the nimble right?
Rue has, I think, the body, but she put it on the Velociraptor.
Right, and the Kaelin has the
Aravan's-
head?
Yeah, the Kaelin has the head. It's the Kaelin, not Aravan.
What was that about the Velociraptor, Zach?
Rue is technically in possession of the body, but she put it on the Velociraptor.
The Velociraptor is the size of a chicken, so that's impossible. Well, I mean, unless you're trying to squish the Velociraptor,
The size of a
skitters out of the
Never
way.
mind.
just
She,
killed
That is
Yeah.
about 3 foot.
From nose to tail, it's about 3 foot in length, but as far as height, it's only like a foot tall.
Oh.
yeah, never mind. She is not putting the.
It's not like a Jurassic Park one where they're like the size of a giraffe or whatever.
All right. Yeah. So she's not putting it on the Velociraptor.
Here, I'm sure you could just hold it. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah.
Swiftly
child,
leave the
hold this.
party.
This is like our Dark Sun campaign whenever the Enix died. Einix, sorry.
All right, so you guys make your way back to the Wayward Dice, and Swiftly, you want to confront Jurassic?
Swiftly's gonna go with Rue.
Yeah. Back up. She's like got her arms
Yeah.
crossed. All
I mean,
flat.
girls don't go to the bathroom alone, so.
What does Jurassic do with the map once he gets back?
He was probably looking over it, just seeing if it was worth anything of value.
Well, there's a
trying
big
to
X
decide-
marks on
yeah.
a specific location,
so
and
he's
it's
trying to decide whether or
clearly
not he
the
would go
field
by
ward.
himself.
It was kind of like a map for like idiots. Like almost anyone could like recognize it. It says like water deep, real big across the top, and then it's got like the field ward and this side up north and that sort of
Rossi's
thing.
just still not getting it. No, I'm kidding. He's probably trying to decide whether or not he wants to go by himself or share this with the party. Whether or not he'd gain from it, or he should just wait until after the party explores it and then take
Well,
it.
he doesn't know what the map is too. It was found in the Nimble, right? And then also, what's the plan for the temple? Do you want to go now, or do you guys want to go in the morning?
In the morning.
In the morning.
No, now.
Morning.
Aravan wants to go now.
What does the Kaelin decide?
The Kaelin decides to probably go in the morning.
All right. So in the meantime, what does Jurassic do with the map? I just need to know this. Or does Swiftly narc on him, or what's
Yeah,
the
Swiftly definitely narcs on him with,
Okay.
with Rue.
So back at the Wayward Dice, there's now like 20 or 30 interested people. Well, let's say half of them are asleep, so maybe there's like 10 to 15
2 or 3.
people. Counting the other 5 party members, maybe there's like 9 or 10 adventurers still up, and they're all waiting to see Jurassic's map. And
No, she just narked on with Rue.
Hang on.
And Rue keeps.
Oh, come
They
on.
probably,
Come
they
on.
probably should.
She
they
like
let's
shared
sings
it.
keep
about
playing the
it.
adventure,
They shared
guys. It's already 11:15, so we should carry on with the adventure.
So now everyone knows.
Okay, so we've got a map with the big X for the field ward, and then you guys want to make any plans for that, or do you want to just go to the temple? What's the plan? What's the Kaelin deciding here?
What is the Kaelin deciding here?
Kale,
Oh.
your mic's muted.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he's
sorry.
coughing though.
Yeah, I was coughing. The Kaelin, I think she's gonna go and like sit down, and then I think she's just gonna like set the nimble right head down and like look into its eyes and kind of study it.
Well, eyes.
What's the
What else
plan
for
for
the
the
temple?
adventure, Kale?
Well, I mean, we're gonna go in the morning. We're gonna go bring the nimble right to the temple.
Okay. So the next morning takes about an hour and a half. You guys eventually make your way back to the temple. This is a temple to Gond, who is the kind of like the god of inventors and invention and creations, that kind of thing. And its title isn't Temple of God. It's called the House of Inspired Hands. And once you go inside, one of the acolytes summons the priest that you spoke with earlier, who is Valetta, a dragonborn, and she approaches.
Okay, LaCaitlin actually hasn't met her, but I think LaCaitlin's gonna say, "Hello, we have this robot or machine."
Rue
Clockwork.
shoves the nimble right in, like, towards the priest.
All right, and she sees the head is missing. And then what's Kaylin done with the head?
She's holding it up. That's what I said.
Okay, gotcha. All right. She says, "Oh, you found it and saved us the trouble. Thank you so much. Here," and she motions, and two acolytes come over, and then they call a third one, and so two of them kind of drag it out by the armpits off to like a side like antechamber, and one of them takes the head and like kind of like carries it off, like holding it out like in front of it. Are you guys returning the nimble rod detector as well?
Is it
Can we
whirling?
keep it?
Is somebody activating it right now? Right. Yeah, it's I think it's whirring.
So either there's another one around,
Well, there's the guy upstairs.
or
Well,
no,
it
it doesn't
doesn't
whirl to
affect
him.
him.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
whirl to him.
Sorry, it says it works on any nimble right other than the one that made it, and so the one that made it was here, but so it's no longer whirring. You've killed. Yeah,
so they have to be dead.
The nimble
So
right
alive.
that made the nimble right detector, I thought maybe he would activate it, but it says it doesn't set off from
Oh well, okay. I
the
guess my
little
question.
villain.
Okay. I
Yeah,
guess
so
my
it's
question
not
is-
spinning currently.
Okay. Then I think Kaylin is gonna say she's gonna take it away from whoever's holding it. Who I don't remember. I think she already took it. You know, she squeezed it. I think she's gonna say, "Do you want this back?"
She says, "Well, maybe if you'll keep it within the city limits, if we have need it in the future, but you can consider that part of your reward."
Thanks.
Okay.
I think.
And as for the rest of the ward, she heads off for a few minutes and comes back with sacks of coin, and there is basically 5 sacks of 100 coins each, and there's 6 of you.
Yes, if we didn't want it.
Okay.
What?
So the other 5 characters get 100 gold pieces or dragons each. So you can add those to your character sheets.
Nice.
Swiftly has no need of gold,
Okay.
as the party knows.
And she also says, I shall also grant you some other tokens of our appreciation. These are some recent inventions. And so then she has kind of like off to the side a little display that's not in the main viewing area of the museum. And there are a pair of stilts made out of wood. They're like adjustable. Okay, so you can actually adjust the height for them, and you could increase. It's kind of like adjustable, like crutches, only they're stilts, and they adjust much higher. So you can adjust 2 to 5 feet in height.
See, this would be good for Alexis in person.
But they're kind of like telescopic, like a telescope. So they kind of fold up into like little like 1 foot long stilts, but they expand out like much further.
And how, like, what would be the full extended size?
5 feet.
So one whole Alexis. Cool.
Sorry, I didn't need my mic for that laugh. I apologize.
Ouch.
There she goes.
Sorry, I left to go find some dignity.
But
I feel like there was offense intended.
But see, Alexis, see, you stood up, and that.
Let me go ahead and finish
clarified.
the scene, please. Also given to you is a backpack parachute. Okay, so it's effectively a parachute in a backpack.
Okay.
Satterless is definitely taking that.
What?
Okay. There is also a small little metal box that's 6-inch. It's a 6-inch cube, and on the top of it is a little crank that you can kind of like crank on it.
Aravan's gonna
Jurassic
take that
wants
because he has experience
Jurassic
with
wants
little
it.
boxes that do terrible things.
Okay, so Aravan or Jurassic?
Um,
I think Jurassic got the map already, so I think it's
Yeah.
Aravan's turn.
Aravan's gonna like.
Jurassic wants to flip a coin.
Aravan says, if I win, I get this and all of your gold. If you win, you get just this.
No.
Then it's mine. And he puts it in his pocket. Then he puts it in his bag.
He holds up a dagger to Aravan
And
and threatens him with it.
waist.
The priestess says, no violence in here, please.
Aravan has just stopped talking to Jurassic at this point. I think honestly, no, this is just Kale speaking, not Aravan. I'm pretty sure this act alone or this encounter will make them realize they're so much alike that either they're gonna get along perfectly or they're gonna go completely different ways.
Jurassic mumbles under his breath, "I'm gonna kill you in your sleep," and then walks off.
Rue lightly slaps both of them.
Did Aravan hear you say that? I would like to think that he did.
Perception.
Okay, it's his passive is 15.
I don't know what I would roll against that.
Sleight of mouth.
Deception,
Stealth.
just charisma. Well, it's like speaking.
This isn't how the game works, so.
I know.
Roll athletics for how perfectly you move through your mouth muscles.
It's physically taxing. Well, whatever.
Moving
Aravan.
on.
I think Aravan puts it in his bag, and then I think he cranks it. Does it scare him because it's a Jack in the Box? Nathan.
Are you guys done?
Yes.
Yeah, no. I'm actually asking. I said crank. I said Aravan cranks the thing in his bag.
All right. When he does, the box has like little like vibrating like panels that does like a dog's barking. It's like a barking box.
He twists it the other way. He cranks it the other direction.
I don't think it can.
Okay. Actually, depending on which direction you crank it, in one direction it does a large, loud, like reverberating dog's bark. In the other direction, it does a little like toy dog like yelp. Like, yip, yip.
This does not please swiftly.
I don't think I can do it both ways.
I think Aravan. I think he like looks at it, and he makes like the weirdest face, and he says, "Hey, Swiftly."
Oh no. Rue does not look happy.
75 gold.
Swiftly is definitely not happy.
He says 75 gold. Motioning towards Swiftly. No? Okay.
All right, and then she passes over the final item, which is a pipe.
And
So
Jurassic
it's a-
wants that.
It's a
Jurassic wants everything.
it's a wooden like smoking pipe, and it's got a little switch on it, and kind of like a lighter, like a cigarette lighter. And it's got
Jurassic
like a little
wants
switch, and when you press on it a couple times, it sparks, and it's actually you can light it without matches, so it's like a self-lighting pipe.
Jurassic's gonna take
So
that.
that's the final reward item she gives to you guys.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's Jurassic.
Swift
Scratting that
cider
down.
bong.
That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah. I think we're all kind of happy with what we got. And then I think LaKaylin's gonna say, "Is there anything else you request of us?"
Just not this time. We're going to disassemble this device and see how this Nimblewright was able to replicate itself, and maybe come by in a 10-day and bring the Nimblewright detector with you, and we'll see if we can't do some testing with it.
Okay. thank you for the very interesting gadgets. What practical use does this thing have other than finding nimble rights?
It should be. It's in all likelihood totally useless now, but we can test that later.
Okay, thank you. I think we'll be back to our place of living.
Okay. So we'll end the scene here, and then where do you guys want to head? Back to Wayward Dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where Rue is headed to.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
So we'll say it's almost the lunchtime meal when you get there, so you guys can eat lunch. You still have the whole afternoon, evening, or after nightfall. You have found the nimble rights and returned its dismantled body for your reward. I think Jurassic still has the map with the X on it.
Okay.
And you've just completed your lunchtime meal, so what's the plan?
I think Eraven's gonna walk up to Jurassic and say, "So, I hear you have a map."
Sad is also going to walk up to Jurassic and in the exact same voice, he's going to copy Eravan's voice and say, "So, I heard you have a map."
Right. We'll give inspiration to Sad or less.
That's great.
Jurassic deadpans into a blank face and without saying a word, turns on his heel and walks in the opposite direction.
I love the visualization.
Sad is going to follow and copy perfectly the exact sounds of Jurassic's feet hitting the floor.
And so does Jurassic hit it into the little gambling room on the second floor then? Okay.
Yes, he's got his deck of cards in his hand.
All right. So we'll say this next scene takes place in the former casino gambling area on the second floor. Besides Jurassic and Sad, is anyone else going in there to talk with him?
I think Eravan's gonna walk with them.
Okay, so those three. All right. Does Jurassic spread the map out to show the two of them, or what's?
He proposes a wager for the map. He likes coin tosses, so he wants to coin toss for the map.
All
He
right,
also likes the Chiraka deck as well.
Oh. Breaking out the deck.
Get a heads right now or I burn the map. I like gambling.
Gambling A on heads. He keeps the map and he doesn't share with anyone and he goes by himself. On tails, then he shares it with the rest of the group.
Nathan, instead of a total party kill, you get a total Jurassic kill. He just runs off into a random quest by himself.
Talk about an amazing idea for Jurassic.
What does the deck say?
How many cards does he draw?
3.
So what are we going on? Like before you know what it says, what are we going on?
I don't know what that says.
Yeah, what does it
Yeah,
say?
I'm gonna hold it still. Here.
There we go.
It says Seer.
Okay, Seer.
That's the past.
Abjure.
Present.
Okay.
And future.
Past, present, and future. The philanthropist. Holding coins.
Philanthropist always
I
gives.
don't know how this works.
Well, he can read the signs, I guess.
You're gonna be philanthropic
Jurassic,
and give us the map.
as much as he values his own life, probably decides to share the map with these 3 and says we can only share it with 2 others anymore and the profits get split too narrowly.
Just side question mechanically on inspiration. Do we want to award that per player or per character?
Let's go with per player. I like per player because like you can share your inspiration, so that you could like theoretically just give one person advantage like 4 times in a row. Since you can share
Well, it would
inspiration.
max out at one inspiration per character, but
Oh, I know.
Alexis already has an inspiration for Swiftly's performance. So it's
Oh,
whether to give
I
her a
didn't know
second
about
one
that.
for Jurassic. Okay, we have an inspiration die for a reroll.
Okay.
And Zach does as well, and Kale almost.
Almost. Okay.
Alright.
So Jurassic has shared the map.
All right, so you guys see a clearly delineated structure or location on the map on the northern most reaches of the city in the field ward. Probably could get there in a half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, depending on if it's rush hour or whatever.
Okay. Irvan is gonna try going through the most back road, like alley routes he can, just so he can get out of the sunlight. Whenever we leave.
Okay. How about the others?
Satterless is going to follow Araben within the shadows and just kind of be edgy over there.
What portion of the map does it seem like this is leading to, of Waterdeep?
The very far north. I think I showed this earlier. I might have missed it.
I guess my question isn't exactly where, but like, is that like a good part of town? Is that like a bad, poor part of town? Like, what is it?
It's kind of like it's the crappy, like the shanty town.
So it's something that Jurassic is very well acquainted with.
Yeah, possibly.
I just thought about this. I think Aravan, liking the dark, is almost willing to like go into the sewers instead of being out in the sun, and I think he actually offers it. I think he says, "We might be able to make it a little bit safer down in the sewers. We could stay in the shadows, stay stealth, and get around the city without as much disturbance."
Satterless shakes his head, puts in a telepathic thought to Aravan, saying, "No, it's not safe down there." And then, for good measure, mimics the noise of a rat screeching.
Swiftly obviously disagrees because her perception is so high that the smell would probably just knock her out. She could not function in the sewers. And Jurassic kind of like, he has this new pipe. He's like lighting his new pipe as he walks by Aravan and says, "No, I just got a new suit."
Oh, and the Caitlin also doesn't like the idea of the sewers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the Caitlin's call then? She says no?
No. That's her call.
Okay. Inspiration for making a decisive decision.
Thank you. I
About
really
time.
wanted that. Then I
Kaylin
guess-
finally saying something.
Yeah, but Aravan is still gonna kind of stick to the alleyways if he can, and try to approach the spot on the map. So you said that would take about 45 minutes or so with kind of heavy traffic.
Yep.
Can we skip to that, or does anything significant happen?
Yeah. I can check for an encounter. No encounters along the way, other than you do have to pass through the gate through the main wall of the city, down into the lesser area, into the field ward. And the curtain wall around the field ward is like half the size. It's not the main defense of the city. It's kind of like the outermost curtain wall. And everything's much dingier. The area you left was much nicer, more affluent, and this area is noticeably a step down.
Oh, how delightful.
Sounds like a fun experience, at the very least.
I think Aravan is going to use his hyper photographic memory and remember exactly what the map said, and he's going to start scouting ahead.
Rue's gonna ask what they're actually here for, and or doing.
Swiftly, Mrs. Tattletale, would you like to share?
Rossi's just smoking his pipe.
And swiftly.
Swiftly is shivering, very cold because we're to the north and it's sunset. So she's not very comfortable right now. And since it's a bad part of town, there's likely a lot of smells that she's not happy about. She's a very wet, cold, and disgusted cat.
Yeah, she doesn't like the smell of cheap perfume, only the most expensive and best perfume. Does she?
Obviously. Rue's gonna offer Swiftly a coat.
Swiftly, with much gratitude, takes the coat.
Nice.
And puts it on top of her already existing coat.
Big cat.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Was that a furry pun?
It was.
Was her fur coat.
It was much appreciated by me.
All right. So Nathan, what happens once we get close to the spot on the map?
You start approaching it's very obvious from far away. You can recognize from the structure of the streets. You can see a old windmill, and the parts of the windmill that spin, two of them are broken, and the top of the windmill has actually like burnt, and so it's kind of like blackened and scarred from like a fire. And so it's no longer like a functioning windmill.
All right.
But there's definitely the structure at the base of it. There's multiple buildings, and they are still intact. There is some snow kind of like drifted up in the corners of the building. And there's like several doorways. Like as you approach, I don't know if you guys want to describe like a certain approach to the building or anything like that, but
Aravan's stealthy and he's gonna try and find the most discreet way in. Aravan is one to try and think his hardest to think outside the box.
Not a door. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, maybe like a window. Aravan tries to like basically like think outside the box. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Rue's gonna follow, but before actually doing that, she asks Lakaelin if she still has the detector of Nimblewright.
Why, yes, of course. It is narratively convenient. And I think she hands him the Nimblewright detector.
Him?
Her. She hands her. That feels so weird to say.
Acceptable.
Lakaelin hands Rue the Nimblewright detector.
Alright. Rue's going to activate it and see if there are any Nimblewright in the vicinity.
No, it does not appear to spin or move or anything at your touch.
I just now realized something really, really funny is we're playing an extremely general neutral setup because we're all playing a guy and a girl.
That is true.
I just noticed
not
it. It
by
was kind
design,
of interesting.
really, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. I just thought it was just kind of interesting.
No, I had to have Jurassic.
Sad. I don't know if he counts as a guy. He's just an entity.
He's a male bird.
He's
Drew
male.
sweats a lot.
He's male biologically in just some sort of weird eldritch being.
Mentally.
Spiritually. Yeah.
Spiritually, mentally. What? It's the same thing, right?
He's part Cthulhu on the inside.
Okay, moving on.
So Rue's gonna hand back the detector and continue with Aravan to make a good sneak, and also make sure that Aravan doesn't get himself killed.
Oh, also
not trust him.
Oh, also of course. I think it's actually safe to assume that Aravan's trying to take the darker route, literally.
The dark side.
Maybe morally, maybe.
He's gonna slaughter some younglings.
No. I'm not gonna.
Look at all these baby dragonborn.
No, Zach. We are not having that kind of speech on my stream. Thank you.
Okay, Aravan, what are you doing?
Aravan, he's He's doing the.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful.
That is amazing.
That's really
So,
fast.
Aravan is sneaking along the side of the building, where
Oh,
by
you
some
do the
windows.
velociraptor.
The Velociraptor is being held by our Tabaxi friend. Oh, I forgot your tail.
Execute Order 69.
No.
Oh, and
Everyone point at him. This is amazing. You should point at me.
This
Oh
way.
wait, hang on.
Oh wait,
hang on.
we're all in a box. I don't know
Hang
where
on,
to go.
hang on,
Yeah.
Alexis.
You're
Point to your
this
left. Point to your left, Alexis. Okay, now Zach, now point to your bottom left.
That is a beautiful tail.
Bottom left
I
corner.
don't know why it defies gravity, but it's
Oh, wait,
beautiful.
sorry. Zach, that's your bottom right corner. Point to your
Okay,
bottom left
so
corner.
that is
there
a
you go. There you go. Perfect. That's where Nathan is for me. Great.
Okay.
All right.
It's actually here for me.
That's
So
phenomenal.
tell us
Okay.
about this windmill.
So you guys approach this old converted windmill, and outside of it is a shingle hanging, and it's not for ground grain, I guess flour, but it's a butcher's cleaver. So it's like a butcher shop being run out of here. And in the as Aravan approaches the windows, he can there's lots of flies and stuff buzzing around even in the wintertime, and there's frozen carcasses of like discarded like bones and like the parts of meat that aren't really like being sold off to paying customers. It's probably going off to like, I mean, it's probably for like pigs or something.
Okay, Irvan's gonna whisper like 30 feet away and say, "Hey guys." Okay, hang on. No, he's not a bumbling idiot. He's gonna say, "I don't know what the point of us being here is," and he's gonna like creak open the window and see if he can. Could Irvan fit through the window?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a decent sized window. It's currently closed and shuttered up for the winter. It's not like open in the summertime breeze or anything.
Yeah, I gotcha. Aravan, I think he's gonna try and open it up and like kind of get in. Or is that not really that possible, feasibly?
All right, so the shutters, he can actually, if he uses like a dagger or something, he can snap the little latch on it.
Yeah.
And open the shutters, and then on the inside is some painted glass. It's kind of like smoked over on the inside, and it's also frosted on the outside, so you can't really see through it. I mean, I guess you could like rub a hole in the frost and actually try and peer through it.
Hey Alexis, we can't hear that very much at all. If you could move it closer to the mic if you're gonna play music, because it's like in and out, and it's not near as like clear.
That is beautiful.
Well, I mean, we can't really hear it though. Like if you turn it up or get it closer to your mic, one or the other. Your mic.
I was trying to find the appropriate tune for our windmill crusade.
I kind of like it in the background. It sounds like background music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just a little bit closer so it's not cutting out. Perfect. Aravan, I think is gonna unlatch it and like try to crawl in, like move the shutters and crawl in through the window.
All right.
Stealthily.
Kale, roll a dice 6 for me.
Sure. Let me just show you what that'll say.
Hold on, I'll just roll it myself.
Hang on.
Never
No,
mind.
Nathan. No, 6.
No? Okay. All right, and then I'll roll a dice 4.
2.
All right. So he pops open the window, and there are 2 really dirty people inside of this room. They've got like little pallets on the floor, and they like look up, and like your drow face kind of like goes in. It's being illuminated, and they're like, "Oh, the drow!" And they turn and like run into the door, and so the outside door, 2 people just flee out right into like the party just watches them like flee the room.
So they run through the door. They don't run into the door.
But they open the door. They run through the doorway.
Oh, okay.
As they flee the room, and they actually flee the place. They look kind of like hobos, just kind of sort of like camping out in here. And just the sight of your face scared them, and they just fled the room.
Hey guys, slay them. And then Aravan's gonna continue going through.
All right, so Eravan's
Slave
now
one?
inside
Slave.
the building.
Uh-huh.
Let's cut to the other 5. Swiftly is playing music, and she's noticed on certain notes, if she hits the pitch just right, that it causes the. I'm pretty sure a Velociraptor has scales and feathers,
Yes.
and so the feathers actually kind of like vibrate and like kind of like flatten and like expand to the rhythm. Only on our performance check of 15 or higher, though.
Okay. Let me see. I mean, she has +8 to performance. So, I mean, let's see.
I rolled a nat 20 for you.
16 + 8. Does that do it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think the feathers are even matching the rhythm. You're like in tune.
And they
What are the rest
change
of you
colors.
doing
And they,
whilst
is it like a color show? Like certain colors like move, but other ones don't, depending on
Yeah, it's kind of like you started to notice that depending on the climate and also the surroundings, that the coloration, it's not a full chameleon effect, but definitely the scales on your Velociraptor and Waterdeep are like a muted kind of bluish gray color. And the feathers used to have a very bright, vibrant kind of like red, orange, yellow sort of splash of color. It's kind of like a dull red or orange, like rusty color in the wintertime. So it's more just like the feathers are kind of. What are the rest of the other 4 of you doing while this is going on? 2 people have, disheveled-looking people have like fled the room. As you guys can kind of see the whole thing. Like everyone kind of pokes his head in, and like within a few seconds, like 2 people just bolt out of the building, like looking like raw.
I think Lakaelin tries to stop them, and she says, "Wait, would you like some food?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna stop.
Sad is next to Lakaelin,
Mm-hmm.
and he has like a hand extended.
Oh my god!
With an Eldritch Blast prepared, and he like telepathically says to both of them, "Would you like some food or some pain?"
Mm-hmm.
He's not the best with words.
Putting them in a dilemma. Like they only have 2 options.
You either
Okay.
accept our charity or you die.
There, across the street is kind of like a currently abandoned wagon that probably has some use, but there's no oxen tied to the front of it, and so they just kind of like stop and they just cower like underneath the wagon, like kind of like taking shelter, like they just kind of like frightened out of their minds.
All right.
Um,
Cyberless is definitely the good guy here.
Also, don't forget that in Waterdeep, I think since you all have been living here, you know that there is the
Code Legal.
Code Legal. So, crimes against lords, officials, nobles, the city, the gods, and citizens.
Yeah, Cyberless. He is his own god. He doesn't care.
And the Eravan, the room you're in has no connection to the remainder of the building. It's just like a small, kind of like 12-foot square room. A lot of stuff in here is just kind of like the wood's like half rotted, and it just kind of like reeks of refuge, and people have been using it for latrine as well. And there's just some like pallets, and there's like a little lantern that's like half burnt out, and like and just kind of like half moldy bread and stuff.
Ooh, this smells of
It's gross.
Gross.
It's
It
like
smells of ref.
It smells of humans' waste.
I know. No, I think even better. I think I'm gonna use your first description. Gross. It smells of refuge. I think he's gonna just like open up the door and then just like instead of going stealth, I think he's just gonna like open up the door to the main.
I think they didn't even close it behind him, so you just like emerge after them. And,
when Swiftly smells this, like she was playing a flawless performance, but the moment she smells it, she hits a wrong note and like freezes.
I think that whenever she hits like a wrong note in a song, that her Velociraptor might shudder like in a weird way. Yeah, like kind of like be like, excuse me, you just messed up.
Yeah, Rue's gonna like lean in on the window as
So-
Eravan's leaving.
So you effectively went in the window, they fled out, and then now you're walking out the same doorway. There's 2 other doorways right here.
Yeah,
and there's more windows around the place.
Eravan's going to try and peek through the keyhole on the door straight to his right, if there is a keyhole, and if
there does not appear to be any sort of locking mechanism on the door.
Is there any sort of hole in the door? Like, it's like creaky wood, maybe. It's got like a crack.
Bam! Now there is.
Yeah, I thought if there's a 90 or higher, I rolled a 95. So sure, we'll say that there's like kind of like a little crack in there. Give me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie, I can do that. All right.
This is the next door over, right? The middle door of the three.
Yeah. 16.
Okay. You see a similar sort of arrangement. It's another similarly sized room.
Mm-hmm.
You can see some light, and you can't see anyone, but you actually, with your elven ears, hear the sounds of two voices talking, like a male and a female talking.
Okay. Does it reek of refuge?
I said refuse, but yes.
Well, I mean like refugees.
Oh.
There's darn
yeah, it's a similar odor.
Bad smells.
It does.
You would presume it's going to be similar to where you just were.
I think Irvan, he kind of like judges like if he should go in, and then I think he just listens in on the conversation without opening the door.
What was did you roll a perception check?
Yeah, I rolled a 16.
Okay, he can tell that it's a male and female voice speaking common. He only is picking up like isolated words, but like he can't actually get the gist of the conversation. He hears the word like food at one point.
Okay. I think he's just gonna like slowly open the door and peek over and try and be like stealthy to get actually like eyes on them.
Like opening the door?
Yes, but trying to be stealthy about it. Or quiet about it, I guess.
Okay, like just to keep it from squeaking. Give me a stealth check then. The part of the reason you could see through the door is because as it's wintertime, the wood is actually contracted, and the door was not being used, and it was being popped open. And so when he kind of like pushes it open, it doesn't squeak at all as intended, but half the door kind of like falls in, and he's standing there like, and the two people like look over and they see like a drow standing in the doorway. And there's actually another door going from this room. It's not an isolated room. There's a door going in that's ajar, and they both start scrambling, and one of them's like kind of like crawling on all fours towards the door, and the other one kind of like jumps over them through the doorway, but there's one still on all fours crawling towards the doorway further into the structure.
All right. I think he's gonna turn around and say, "Come on, guys. There's some people in here too." And then I think he just kind of goes through the doorway right
Exactly
after that.
like that. That was.
Yeah. Rue, who's just behind him, kind of like leans in on the doorway and says, "You know that drow?"
I just want. I guess, mind you, I'm wielding at least 3 weapons because I have my rapier and then my short sword both on my hip, and then I have a dagger on my leg, and then I think I also have a short bow on my back. So I'm like fully like equipped to be in the middle of a war. Just like the mental image of what they would be seeing as I walk in the door.
Okay.
So yeah.
How about why don't you guys discuss how you want to tackle now that you kind of like have some ideas? I'm gonna step away for just a minute and maybe talk over what you want to do, or maybe talk with the channel and surprise me when you get back.
Are you leaving for a second?
Yeah, just for a minute.
Okay. So
I feel betrayed. My day is ruined. Well,
I guess what do you guys think we should do? And when I say to you guys, I mean of course both Zach and Alexis, but also anyone else watching. What do you think we should do? We're walking in on 2 random people inside of a cooler butcher house, probably.
Sounds awful.
I think we should at least kind of like figure out what this house is. It might be some sort of Zentarum headquarters
or it could just be a butcher
outpost.
House.
Or it could just be some random house filled with hobos. We could be here for absolutely no reason, wasting our precious time and the time of our viewers. So, Keep it positive.
I doubt that's the case. I mean, we did get a map to go here.
What are you kids doing here?
We could definitely ask that. That's a great idea. Any other recommendations? Alexis, that's not allowed. Just say it. Just say it when you do it. You don't have to put it in the comment section.
Just do a.
I was replying.
Yeah, being part of the conversation, loving our viewers.
Thank you. You
connection
if no one comments, you'll just be our input viewer. So it looks fluid in this for the YouTube video later. So it just looks normal. Y'all want a Coke. All right, Nathan. Nathan,
We're
you're
steering
muted
away
still.
from that conversation.
You muted, Nathan?
He doesn't want to talk to us.
Why would he ever?
But tiny humans in the presence of God.
All right. Well,
So what's the plan?
We are going to figure out what the heck these people are here for, who they are, and what they want life-wise.
I think. Did they say anything whenever Aravan walked in?
They were like, drow, like kind of like fleeing, like the very sight of you is like just put fear into them and they fled the room.
Okay, I think Aravan's gonna look around. And he's like, wait, and I'm reading this from the comments. Wait, you can see me? Because I mean, Aravan definitely thinks he's practically invisible.
So wasn't one of the people here a drow already?
Aravan is the drow.
Aravan's the drow. He's the one that's in the room.
On the surface, no less.
You can't see me.
I could have sworn there was another drow in the room. I don't know where my mind is.
What?
Can somebody find the drow in the room?
Would the drow in the room please stand up?
The real drow.
So yeah, I guess everyone's. I think Aravan's gonna like follow them. If it takes the party a little while to be there.
So when he goes to the doorway they went through, it jogs left through a corridor, like a short 20-foot corridor, and then it jogs right again. And about halfway along the corridor is the woman's kind of like crawling on all fours, just kind of like head down, like she's like trying not to be seen. And it's kind of dimly lit. There's no like torch or anything, so it's kind of like a dark connecting like hallway.
So Aravan,
You just want to be friends.
So Aravan and I as Kale are both really confused as to like why this is happening. Also, I just now looked back at the stream and you making your crawling thing is absolutely hilarious. And Aravan, he's going to I think he's going to continue and kind of just like approach her and like look down from above, like kind of like walk straight up to her and look down in a demeaning
as she gets to the end of the hallway and goes to turn right, she kind of like looks up and he's like standing over her and she's like and she just kind of like curls into a ball and just like right in the corner and she's just like huddled up there and she's just kind of like shaking and like just like whimpering, just like in total fear of you.
Rue, the half-orc rogue, is really close behind Aravan, and probably doesn't really help her mental image of what's going on.
Because Rue is a half-orc assassin.
Yeah, definitely not the best thing to see next to a drow.
Oh god, yeah, you just have like two like normal kill on sight people like right. I guess a half-orc is not exactly.
And Jurassi's like bringing up the back with his little pipe and his fancy tux.
You come into my home on my daughter's birthday.
Disrespect my family.
See, Alexis, for whatever reason, with a pipe, I think of I've a lot like ever since he's had that pipe, I've been thinking of Jurassic as like McCree on a like you know what time it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's wagering time.
Yeah, no.
Salud.
Yes. Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, back to D&D.
Yeah, so Rue's going to gesture. That was odd. Rue's going to gesture at the woman and look at Aravan and go, "What have you done to this poor lady, this innocent woman?"
I think Erevan is gonna kneel down and not answer Rue, but answer Rue in a sense, and I think he's gonna say, I think he's gonna like start to draw his dagger, and say, what are you doing here?
Oh.
I think she's kind of like at a loss for words. She's like scared out of her mind, just kind of like, and like now there's like a half orc. Like as far as she's concerned, it's an orc. There's an orc and a drow. She's pretty much knows she's dead, and she's just like,
We're just gonna shove Erevan out of the way.
Real quick. I want to clarify to the people, Zach and Alexis and Nathan. Erevan, he was a hired killer before he did this stuff, so killing someone doesn't bother him. So,
nice.
So sorry.
Yeah, but Rue's gonna shove him out of the way and say, "No, you're not doing this right." And she's gonna grab the woman by like the collar and
oh God.
Just yell into her face, fiddle flying everywhere.
Bad cop and worse cop. I love it. Yes.
Why are you here? Where did you put it? I was born in the darkness.
She's like, don't! No!
Rue's gonna try and intimidate this.
She's intimidated. She's so intimidated.
Okay, Jurassi's here.
Useless.
You get advantage until you're rolling out 20.
So Jurassi,
there's a drow and like an orc assassin like intimidating the crap out of this like poor hapless woman.
So Jurassi comes into the picture and sort of moves Rue out of the way, and he turns on his mobster charm, takes off his hat, and then puts it over his chest and offers a hand to the lady.
Yeah, Rue just kind of like throws the lady down in front of Jurassi.
She's kind of like dumbfounded, like she doesn't know what's going on.
And the
Jurassi, he apologizes. He's like, I'm so sorry for my cohort's behavior. They don't seem to know how to deal with normal people.
Rue, going along with the ruse, pulls out a dagger and goes, yeah!
Lakaelin
shakes it.
Lakaelin, the lawful good paladin, walks up. And mind you,
interrupts Jurassi.
Well, we'll see. She has like she does have like holy symbols, but she basically looks like this like creepy figure off of like Silent Hill. You know, like she's like veiled, like wearing all this, and she walks up and she says, "It's okay. You're safe with us." I just
she's kind of like like looking at all of you.
Yeah, Jurassi takes
like,
off his
right. Have you seen this hallway?
Jurassi takes off his coat and like wraps it around the poor woman and like pulls her close and starts to lead her away and profusely apologizes for the rest of the team in a very rare show of Jurassi's kindness.
Yeah, sad or less, the Eldritch Kinku walks in carrying a quarterstaff. He's just kind of standing there. He kind of like telepathically connects with the woman and goes, "Is everything all right?" It's more like a "Twah! Is everything all right?"
Can I please make a comment real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
Only now did it occur to me that we are such like a like screwed up band of people together. Like we have like two good characters. Okay, sorry, one good character, one totally neutral, and three bad. And each
Swiftly is a good character.
I know we're totally role playing the crap out of this, but the adventuring party design was for a dungeon crawler, not really for a role play.
We're just bad at that.
Jurassi is trying to actually have a conversation here.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you want to say or ask or? We'll say he gets her away from the rest of the party back in the room she was in before. What's he want to say?
He apologizes again. He apologizes profusely.
Yeah. He seems unaccepting, but like receptive to conversation with a human.
And he asks what this place is and what she's doing here. Like, what is her role?
Oh. She says, I just live here. Thrakis chops the meat.
So this is a butcher's.
Yeah. Thrakis is the butcher.
And has anything strange happened here lately?
Yeah, a drow came in.
Don't mind.
And orcs. Did you not see the drow?
Yes, they're actually my slaves.
And
Rue gestures upwards and goes, "Yeah, I'm a slave."
but it comes from the hallway, like eavesdropping on their conversation.
It's like Avengers, you know, like it's the loud guy from Guardians of the Galaxy. I can't remember his name right now. He's just super loud.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
Yeah, the big buff guy.
Drax. His name is Drax.
Drax. Oh yeah.
Drax.
The my nipples are sensitive guy.
But anyway,
that's my vision for Rue now.
has anything strange happened here lately, with the exception of my slaves?
She says, no, not many customers in the winter. I just keep to myself.
And he looks over to.
She just keeps looking towards the doorway, like she's just sure, like
so useless for
she's gonna
us.
die.
Maybe she will. Is Jurassic gonna kill her? I guess we'll find out. Never mind, Alexis. Real quick, Exorcist. By viewers changing the game. If you have any kind of like comment or something that you want to happen, in a sense,
a character idea, a plot concept.
Exactly. You can just message and say like, hey, plot twist.
What if there is a question?
We also have
questions right now, so
we have right here the 2 decks of plot twist cards from Pathfinder. So if you're not familiar with those, I'll just pull the one on the bottom. It's got
embarrassment.
It's so appropriate too.
Sensitive.
I don't know why this won't focus.
It's fine. Yeah, I think.
There we go.
Oh, perfect.
Well, it was there for a second.
And it's in the mirror image, so.
No, it looks good on our side. It looks good on.
So we basically can pull plot twist cards. The players can trade in a inspiration die for a plot twist card. Sometimes we start off players with the plot twist cards. And we also have a Traka deck, which we did earlier. So that's more of like a something that Jurassic has. He's got a Traka deck in his inventory, so he consulted it earlier with the past, present, and future interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, and what you were saying real quick about letting users play, yeah. So I mean, if you're like, if you say like, hey DM, or hey Nathan, or hey whatever, like. I think this should be here, we'll probably bring it up and discuss it, as long as it's not, like, way too out, if it's completely ridiculous.
I mean, we took the were-rat advice last time.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
there's also, since there's NPCs, if the viewers want to, like, give some dialogue for the NPCs or, like, some reactions and so on, you're welcome to interact that way as well. So
there just might be like a little bit of lag between what we see and what you.
I've got the chat rolling on my phone. So
we're all taking a look at something. So I mean, someone's bound to see it.
But I am also running the adventure. So anyways, if I miss something, just somebody holler at me.
Thank you for asking very much.
All right, so. While this is going on, you guys have turned the corner in the kind of like the ground floor of the windmill, the kind of like the attached buildings. And in the next room, this would have been like attached off of the third doorway or door in. There's kind of like a large central room, but it, like half of like where you can see where the roof line is, half of it is divided off into more rooms, like a hallway with like doors, and then the nearest one is opening to another room that's kind of like vacant. And but right smack in the middle of the room is like a large like butcher's table, like a big like chopping block, so to speak. And it's about it's like suspended up in the air like on like like tree stumps, but there's like a big heavy like chopping block, and it's like there's just covered in blood and like in everything. The butcher is not present with the chopping block, but there's like just smeared blood everywhere. And it's frozen. It's really cold in here. Actually, it's wintertime, and there's no light in this room, but you can kind of like the ones that have dark vision can see there's a large chopping block and there's blood stains everywhere. It's not a well kept butcher shop, obviously.
Does it smell bad?
Yeah, I would assume so. It smells like
Probably.
rancid blood. And
Oh, okay.
So is this
I mean,
with Jurasi? Is Jurasi still with the woman?
yeah, he's still with the woman back in the room you guys entered through, and the
Right.
rest of them are kind of like in this like hallway connecting to the rest of it.
And Rue's being super excited about being a slave.
She's just trying to keep up a
What does the woman think of the Velociraptor?
or the cat
Well,
woman.
that being led by a giant cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
Yeah,
pretty big band of misfits.
She was speechless for the first few minutes.
While Jurasi is asking the questions, she is playing on her lute in the background. It's quite a lively tune.
Very energetic.
It's so lively that it sounds vaguely eerie of the Halloween theme song.
Like, this is Halloween theme song?
Except it's just repeating, "This is Halloween," and that's
This
it.
is Halloween. This like that.
That one? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I guess it is that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not the singer in this party of four, so.
I mean, actually, it's like November, so we gotta do a more timepiece song, and it's just gonna be, "You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out. You better watch out."
That died the first time you said it.
Look, I'm not a singer either.
All right. Nor am I.
Kale's thing.
Let's move on.
Kale's
That's a
thing.
lie.
All right. So we're inside the butcher place. Is there like another door or anything?
Yeah. So as on the far side, there are like another 2 doors in the hallway, like I mentioned, going into other rooms. Mm-hmm. The one immediately next to you at the end of the little hallway is open, and so that is like an empty room. And there's another one. If you go in where the butcher block is, mm-hmm. There's the door outside, and then there's a door kind of like across from the butcher block going into another, I guess, room. Mm-hmm. And then further in, you can see where it opens up to the actual round part of the tower.
Yeah.
The rounded part. It goes further in, and you can see it's kind of like half opened up, and there's like a little stairway that goes up the outer edge of the windmill.
Okay, I think Erevan just kind of starts like just walking through as if he owns the building.
Okay. At the far end, when he gets to the center, he can see that there is a what used to be the like the rotating part for the mill. The millstone is gone, and it's all just been like hastily partitioned, and so it's just kind of like this hasn't been used as like a windmill or a mill to mill grain for a long time, probably decades.
Oh wow, okay.
So it's mainly been like this kind of like crappy apartments or like that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. I'm liking it. I'm liking the feel. It's got a good aesthetic. Kind of a workout. Kind of a, what is it? Work.
What are words?
I can't think of the name. It kind of requires a little bit of work to, get this kind of a building up and running. But I think, we can probably buy it for about, budget of $17,000.
It's free real estate.
Ooh, I like this.
Free.
I like this idea of literally just going to places and purchasing buildings.
Free real estate.
All right.
No, this is actually a House Hunter's Sword Coast. So it's it's gonna be pretty bad. We actually have already bought the house, but they're still doing a TV series about it.
I think Erevan is going to continue looking for the deed by going up these stairs. The unsigned deed.
Okay, so everyone's going upstairs. How about the rest of the party?
Is there any further questions for the woman?
Well, Jurassi's with her, so does he have any?
Alexis.
Unless somebody
Jurasi.
doubles back to like interrogator.
The Kaylin does
I'm
not
gonna
have-
I'm gonna leave it up to the audience to see if the audience has any questions.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions you want Jurasi to ask the lady, Jurasi, so you kind of know he thinks he's really, really cool, even though
Yes,
Alexis thinks that he's really, really cool. It's not really denied in the party that he's really cool, though. But it could be.
It is.
But yeah, if you guys have any questions that you want to just do that, just, say, Jurashi should ask the poor, sad, upset, and depressed lady those exact words.
Butcher's wife.
And then say the question. No. Just say like Jurassic should ask blah blah blah.
Moving on.
So I guess what do the other characters do, right? I think Kalen's just gonna look through the butcher room and kind of like they can see what kind of meat's been cut and stuff.
Okay. There's no like actual cuts of meat present at the moment on the chopping block. There might be a couple like wax paper, like wrapped parcels, like kind of off to the side on like a kind of decrepit table.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like marked for sale or anything like that. There's just wrapped packaging. For being a butcher shop, there's a lack of customers, a butcher, and meat for sale.
It's a front for something sinister. Or something.
So there is a door across from the exterior door that goes further into another room. And then as you go into the tower area, I'm just going to call it the windmill tower. Going as you walk towards the center of that, going left and upstairs is the way that Aravan has gone, going to the upstairs part. And actually, if you go towards the center of that, there's a little tiny kind of like side hallway that kind of like dead ends, and there's a little door going off to the left further into the tower there. So it's kind of like when you explore around without actually going through any more doors or upstairs or exiting. There's really not much else to see here.
Okay.
All right. Rue's gonna follow Aravan looking for more women to scare because she had a little bit of fun doing that. Looking for just kind of general people, and also kind of investigating the building. Sorry.
Don't forget there had been a man with her that had fled, and there's been no sign of him.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. I was gonna say something about that.
What about Lakaelin, Sad, and Swiftly?
You said that there was a door to the left. Further in, I think.
Yeah, if you go all the way through into the tower, down that last hallway, there's a door to the left.
Okay. I think Caitlin's gonna go there since Aravan's upstairs, or heading upstairs, I guess.
All right. Satterless is going to be investigating all the accessed areas for hidden doors or trapdoors or anything of the like.
Well, Lakaelin, when she gets to that last door on the left, it actually has a padlock on it, and the padlock is shut. The other door across from the butcher's table just opens into another room. Was somebody opening that one? I'm not sure which one you were talking about, Zach.
He's just looking for hidden doors, if there are any.
No, there's just actual doors that aren't opened.
Darn.
I think Caitlin's gonna smash the lock.
Violence is always the answer, kids.
All right, give me a strength check.
Sure, I'll give you a strength check. And
actually, just make it a straight attack roll.
Let me see here. A straight attack roll? Okay, sure, I can do that. All right. 4 + 6 is 10.
Okay. So, with her halberd, it's a pole arm in this, like, small hallway, and she's having a hard time, like, levering it onto there.
Okay.
And she kind of, like, just takes a chunk out of the door.
All right. She casts Wrathful Smite and destroys... No, I'm kidding. I think she's going to, like, look through the chunk in the door that she's made, then. Like, look through, the hole.
It's just, like, splintered a part of the door. It's a fairly stout door.
Oh. I gotcha.
Okay,
then
so she's hacking at the doorway.
Yeah.
What's Sad doing, Zach?
He's
just looking
kinda, like,
around for doors.
yeah, looking around for doors, like touching the wall, feeling those walls up, giving them a very inconvenient and uncomfortable time.
Okay.
I'd like to imagine that as Kaylin is striking at this door, she's gonna like stick her face in and go, "Here's Lecky."
What?
Okay.
Like,
Alexis, what is Swiftly doing?
Next character.
So Swiftly isn't actually really doing anything except watching because she's overwhelmed by the smell, and she can't really perceive anything well because it's so flooded. So she's just following Rue.
Rue is keeping a very close arm around her to make sure that Swift is safe.
Okay. So just a quick recap of what's happening. The party slew a metallic kind of like a creature called a Nimblewright that was made out of metal. They found a map on it marked this current location. They've now adventured here and found this old half burned out windmill that's been repurposed as a butcher shop. And now they're making way through it. And there's a bunch of basically hobos or squatters kind of like living in this place. There's no butcher to be found. There's really not much meat or yeah, it's just kind of odd. So other than like the padlock door, nobody's trying the other actual doors, Zach. You're just
Yeah, Satterless isn't really being beneficial. I guess after looking for all these unexistent hidden doors, he's gonna like make a really angry squawk and then walk to the nearest door with a doorknob.
Okay, the one that's locked by Kaylin?
Yes.
Okay, and then what's Swiftly doing again? I'm still not clear on what Swiftly's been doing this whole time.
Swiftly was just following Rue. She's not doing much.
So following Rue upstairs to the second floor? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's cut scene to the... We've got half the party headed upstairs now, so it seems like a good time to describe the upstairs. All right. Upstairs, you see that there is actually a millstone on the second floor in the central area to the room. Most of the outer part of the walls, it's like a fairly... The tower's maybe like 50 foot in diameter, the windmill tower. And you can see the apparatus, like with the gears and stuff, where when the windmill used to spin, most of these large timbers are still present. One of them has kind of like a black growth on like some kind of like blackened on the wood going upwards. And then the millstone seems to be intact, but kind of like canted off, like kind of tilted sideways. But just like downstairs, the main part of this turreted area has been partitioned off into like a rectangular room. And there's a doorway across from you and doorways on the right and left. So there's three doors, like the left wall, right wall, and the far wall. And coming out of the far wall, you actually, Erevan, I guess you're the first one up. You see a, I guess you have dark vision, so you can tell that it's a dragonborn, kind of like closing the door and turning around, and he's got kind of like a apron on that's like bloodied, and he's holding like a cleaver in one hand. Mm-hmm. And like he looks and like he like recognizes like that you're actually standing up there, and you don't look anything like one of the squatters downstairs. And he quickly turns back around, and you hear like a clicking sound.
Oh,
I bet he's a sorcerer.
Did he close the door behind him?
It sounded like a lock clicking.
Oh, okay. Like he locked the door with him in the room, or he went through.
He locked himself into the room with you. He locked the door behind him that he just came out of. So you saw him exiting the room, and he turned around to close the door. And when he turned around, he saw you, and he quickly turned back around and locked the door behind himself.
I think Erevan's gonna say, "Hello, traveler." Wait, hang on. Hang on.
And then he turns back around you with the cleaver in hand, and he kind of like waves it at you. What the hell's a filthy drow doing in my butcher shop?
Rue shoves Erevan out of the way, as always.
And an orc. What the? And he kind of like steps forward and like he just kind of like he looks really angry. He doesn't even seem intimidated in the slightest.
She's actually half orc.
Yeah, Rue shoves a finger into this Dragonborn's face and says, "I'll have you know that my drow friend here is like not half as bad as most drow tend to be.
Okay,
maybe
so
35%.
So
you might not want to be too sure on that.
Between Rue and the Dragonborn was the millstone, and the millstone's like 10 feet across. It's like gigantic. And,
she moves fast.
Yeah. So she comes over and like kind of like thumps in the chest, and he like takes his butcher knife and he kind of like scrapes it along the millstone, sending like some sparks. Like he's like, if I didn't make it clear, get gone.
We're just. She like looks back at Erevan and then looks back at the Dragonborn and goes, "We're just trying to figure out if this is some sort of this hideout for the Zentarum or."
Swiftly's just in the background, like.
I think Erevan's gonna just kind of like hop over, and I think he's just gonna go to the door. Like so just go straight to the door and unlock it.
So is this a hideout for the Zentarum, or is it? You got any sort of, I don't know, stones of galore here?
Oh, real quick, Nathan. Can I please say something real quick? If he attacks me, Erevan's gonna have his hand on his rapier and basically like use one of his hands to unlock the door. But if he goes to attack him, Erevan's gonna be watching and try to basically like turn around and like chop him if he thinks he's going to attack.
Okay.
He's basically like trying to watch over his shoulder, like expecting something to happen.
Rue's gonna like kind of gesture at the guy's cleaver hand and go, "You know, that's a nice cleaver you got there." Something happened.
That's I feel like that. I guess it makes sense. It's like watching someone cook, and it's like, dude, nice cutting board. Like,
yeah. I always compliment my friends on their cutting boards.
All right. When he sees Erevan trying to go around him to like, because he's kind of between you guys and his door that he locked, and he's like, "You're not allowed in there. Turn around."
This is the worst party that could have been sent to figure this kind of stuff out.
It's a free water deep, and he's gonna go unlock the door.
Okay. And then he drops his jaw and just goes, when like fire blasts like both of you guys with like fiery breath. Give me a dex.
I thought Erevan was around him.
No, he did it before he could go around.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I mean, you were walking past him, so he had time to like blast you guys.
How far Swiftly away from this?
Swiftly's still on the top of the stairs, so he's just blasting these two. I don't even think he's noticed Swiftly yet. He's Swiftly in the shadows.
+4, so 7.
15 plus. Pull up the sheet.
All right.
What's
so Rue saves. Rue takes 4 fire damage, and Erevan takes 8 fire damage.
That's not that bad.
Which is funny because she was far closer to him.
All right, so I take 4 fire damage then. Sorry. Yeah. 8 fire damage, right? 7. What was it again?
8 for Erevan, 4 for Rue.
8. Okay.
Yeah, Rue just kind of like sidesteps and makes him whiff the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah, did Rue dodge towards the stairwell or towards the door, the locked door?
Towards the stairwell.
Okay.
I have a question. Is it safe to assume, since Erevan was ready to attack, that he can make an attack now, by chance?
Yeah, let's give me an initiative roll. We'll compare it to his.
Okay, I'll go and roll it then real quick. And this is group initiative, correct?
I think what we're doing is highly illegal.
19.
We just came into this guy's butcher shop and are now about to kill him.
And his wife is human.
We don't have to kill him.
I mean, we were a progressive group, but now we're getting rid of
it's just like,
mixed
I guess
marriages.
I guess he didn't really let us in. Let's just execute the guy.
I mean, execution, murder, it's about the same thing.
Yeah.
So just call it execution, I agree. 19, Nathan, by the way, on the initiative.
Okay. So you get full on blasted with fire, and your clothes are ruined. You're actually like half on fire.
Nice.
Erevan swiftly spins it off with like a big ballerina spin, and then he jabs with his rapier.
So who's doing it, Erevan or Swiftly?
What?
Doing what?
No, never mind. You said Erevan Swiftly.
I said Erevan swiftly does this.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, right. Okay. Gotcha.
Ah.
Legal and wrong are different, guys.
All right. So Erevan goes first. You want to make an attack roll then?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Does a plus that number? Does a 25 hit?
Yeah. He's not got armor on. He just got dragon scales. So.
Okay. And then my other roll was a 26. That also hits.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure. Then I'm going to make an attack with both of them. So that's 10 damage and 6 damage. If it's going to kill him, I want to do non-lethal damage.
No, it's not. Possible. He's like a massive hulking dragonborn.
All right.
You can actually now that you're like right up close and personal, you can tell that the scales on his body are red in color.
Okay. Is it safe to say that that I can also use one of my superiority die to make a disarm attack?
Sure.
Okay. So basically,
wait, hold on. Isn't that different from your actual like attack for damage?
No, you add it to your attack. You add a D8 to your attack. And I rolled an 8 on the D8.
I thought you meant to disarm though.
Yeah. Whenever you attack with your disarm, real quick, hit a creature with a weapon attack. Roll a superiority die to disarm the enemy with the characters blah blah that it's holding. You add the superiority die number to the damage roll. Enemy takes a strength saving throw or drops its weapon, and the strength save is against 14. So he's got to basically make a 14 or his weapon is on the ground. Mwahaha.
So it's a strength save against a 14.
Yep, which means he'll probably get it because 14's not very much to have to beat.
I mean, it is higher than 10.
No, I only rolled a 7.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Right. So,
speaking.
So you like slash him twice and slash like the back of his hand, and he just lets the cleaver go and he runs for the stairs.
Oh, okay. Did you do the extra 8 damage as well? Did you add that as well? That I rolled on the superiority die. Okay.
Got it.
Just making sure.
So he's running for the stairs.
He'd be running towards Rue.
And Swiftly.
Running past Rue right into the loving arms of Swiftly.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And he's kind of like shocked, but he's like
Velociraptor?
kind of like trying to jump down the stairs. So
Yeah, wouldn't Rue get an attack of opportunity?
yeah, sure.
Yes, sweet. Would that also be a sneak attack?
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
no!
And I also
Kill him.
got a D20. Natural 20, I mean.
Kill him.
Oh my god! You're gonna deal like 15 d6s or something?
Let me actually see. So
Assassinate!
So she's using both of her short swords, both of her short swords, going for some good power here. I have to roll individual dice rolls for both short swords or just one? 'Cause I don't remember.
You make an attack roll for each. So one short sword
Okay.
will be one attack roll, and then your bonus action will be your other attack roll. So you roll twice.
So 8 plus 4, 12 plus sneak attacks.
And it's all doubled. Dear God.
8, so 20. And then the other sword boy, that's a 18. And that's 5 damage, so 25 total.
Okay. That doesn't kill him, by the way.
Yeah.
Wait, you're a rogue. Don't you get 2 attacks? Oh, no, mind. Attack of opportunity. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Okay, but you did critically hit him. So
Oh,
were
yeah.
you aiming for anything in particular when you were slashing at him? Or stabbing?
I'd say probably like his body, his arm, his torso, that sort of general area.
All right. Well, say when he went past you, he kind of did like a swim move, and you just like slashed at him and like lopped off like a few of his fingers.
Nice.
Oh. Ow. Quite
And
the
then like
assassin you are.
his butchering pretty hard.
Yeah, that could really affect a butchering career.
That's
I
ironic.
don't think it was going that well, anyways.
We
So.
butchered the butcher.
Yeah, if you're a butcher and you have to run a mill, I don't really think your life's going anywhere.
Exactly.
All right.
So it's
Swiftly, you're in a frantic embrace with a red dragonborn, minus a few fingers.
And one whole fire breath.
That's a really
so
weird sentence.
Swiftly
to say.
doesn't want to kill him.
So she doesn't push him down the stairs.
Do it. Push.
Did she trip him down the stairs, or she gonna try and like wrestle him, or?
Well,
Or
she
did she
can't
kiss
wrestle him
him?
because
Did
she
she
knows
kiss him?
she's definitely not strong enough to do that.
She's
probably
actually
could
still overloaded and
Minus
this-
2.
See, she could probably just kiss him in their embrace. I mean, they are embraced currently. That's a joke. That's a joke, by the way.
She'd probably just trip him and find a way to just impede his escape so that the others can catch him.
You know
Can
what's
she hit him with a loot?
Can she what with the loot?
Can she hit him with a loot?
Yeah, she cracks the loot over his head.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
things are expensive.
Okay.
though.
So the loot's like, bang! So the loot's broken now.
does
I'll
it
give him a
fall
Constitution save to see if he gets stunned. Yeah, no, I don't think that actually like stopped him. He's kind of like for a moment, you like when yourself like there's space. He's not like actually like right on top of you.
All right.
Kind you are. I feel like you'd be that person that gets super angry, you know, and like Swiftly would be like,
Writes an
shame on
angry-
you, and you like slap it like a piece of paper after they've
Yeah,
been punched in
writes
the
an
face.
angry letter.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, like people like getting in a fist fight, and you're like, you shouldn't be fighting him. You like hit him as hard as you can with a piece of paper, and it just does nothing. Like that's kind of what I imagine with your loot. You know, like you just get slashed by swords, and then you just break an instrument over his head.
I mean, yeah, that's diplomacy for you.
Look at me, I'm good at persuasion. Crack.
Sometimes you gotta crack a few loots to make an omelet.
You know, I've got to be honest, I've never heard that.
Yeah, most people haven't.
That is a very original phrase. In my opinion. I could be wrong.
It's the new Wayward Dice logo. Like, it's our quote. When we show up, they're like, we're the Wayward Dice. And we
Welcome to the
crack a
Wayward
few
Dice. You gotta
to
crack a
make
few
an
loots to make an omelet.
All right, so he's going to push past swiftly and head down the stairs. Is anyone pursuing him?
Yeah, she
I
can pursue
would.
it very easily. She has double speed.
Aravan
Okay.
faces
It's
through the wall
defeat.
and then lands down in front of him.
And
Well,
sad
he's going
is,
down the stairs.
Oh no, I
So
mean
he's already,
he just shh, right through the wall. Like here's the wall, here's Aravan, wall. Hello. I'm sorry.
Wow. What beautiful, beautiful language. No, Sad is downstairs in the first floor room.
All right, and a dragonborn comes flying down the stairs, and you can hear like shouts and stuff
Nice.
trailing from behind him.
Sad is going to take a step into the stairway to kind of like see what the commotion's all about.
I think like Kaylin's gonna do pretty much the same. I think she's gonna like kind of peek out and draw her. I guess she already has her halberd out. I think she's just gonna kind of like.
She does. She was just hacking at the doorway, and she turns around, and like there's like a dragonborn like running down the stairs. And Sad, what is Sad doing?
He's just like leaning into the doorway, the stairway, to kind of figure out
Okay.
what's going on, who to kill, that kind of thing.
Okay, so he's actually catching the dragonborn while he's racing down the stairs. So he has a split second to react before the dragonborn is in his arms.
He's going to try and trip the dragonborn with his quarterstaff.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Uh, 15.
Okay, so you kind of like trip him, and you want to just roll like a dice 6 for like damage.
Sure. Any sort of modifier or just dex 6?
We'll just say he trips and he just. What did you roll?
5.
Okay, we'll just say he takes 5 damage for like he just lands face first, like right at the bottom of the stairs. Just, like,
Nice.
I think upon seeing this, I think Aravan is gonna go and head back up the stairs and go back up to the locked door because he can tell his entire party can probably take out one guy. And then I think
Be
Kaylin,
surprised.
Lakaelan is going to cast, I guess he's on the ground. I think Lakaelan's going to tackle him and hold him down to the ground.
Okay, so Lakaelan's gonna run over. Give me a grapple strength roll there.
Okay. She rolled a 10.
It'll be strength athletics.
Oh, then she rolled a higher than 10. She rolled a 13 then.
Okay, he rolled a 12.
Oh,
so we'll
sweet.
say she's got to pin him down.
Nice. Don't kill him. I don't think it's right to righteous for Torm I am. Yeah. She's very, very discouraged because this place smells terrible.
Just
yeah.
the smell discourages her alone.
So she's holding this person down.
All right. So he realizes that there's just like bodies everywhere swarming. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Who are you? Why are you in my shop?"
Sad shrugs.
Sadly shrugs.
Right.
As swiftly makes their way over.
We'll say the fight's kind of like got out of him for the moment since he's outnumbered. I think like 4-1 that he can see.
5.
So he kind of just stops, and there's like a heavily armed like warrior woman on like basically pinning him to the ground. He's just been like cut. He lost some fingers. He was like feeling like pretty like empowered before and like blasted you guys with his fiery breath. Now he's like totally outnumbered and like unarmed and wounded and he doesn't know how many of you there are. So he's kind of just stopped for a moment.
So this is another one of those moments where you kind of like sit back and you think about the whole picture here. So what we just now did is basically the equivalent of someone being like, I found this paper in the printer, and it showed your house, so I'm going to break in, kill almost everybody, and then just, like, cut your fingers off and threaten your life. Because you locked the door behind you. Like, that's what we just did. There was a map marked somewhere, and then we showed up and, like... we're such terrible people.
So, unlike the hobos that live here, you guys are actual murder hobos.
Yeah, but we're not trying to be. I mean, we haven't actually killed anyone yet.
He's a hobo. He's a classy mobster.
But we did just show up, and it's just the modern day equivalent of just like finding someone's house on Google Maps and then just choosing to attack them because it has some special meaning.
It's like I said, Rue, Aravan, and Swiftly were 3% sent up to the second floor, and that was probably the worst choice that could have been made because they are the murder hobos of the group.
Except Swiftly. Swiftly's.
Did my video just cut out?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, we lost your video.
No.
Did it time out, maybe?
Yeah, battery must have died. I'll replace it. 1 second.
Okay.
But,
I'm going to take a quick break while he replaces the battery. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
When it comes down to it, we could have just sent up, Satterless, who wouldn't have immediately killed the guy.
Swiftly didn't. She hit him with a loot.
Well, yeah, but Swiftly's weak and pathetic.
Kind of true.
Swiftly has the best stats in the game.
She doesn't have the best stats. She has the best bonuses. And I also looked back on the character sheet, and some of them are wrong.
Rue has some pretty good stuff.
It doesn't matter that she doesn't use them.
You're right. Finger removal is a perfect way to negotiate. I guess, yeah, guys. I guess these kind of breaks where things are happening is a great time to kind of just like talk to the audience, see what you guys are thinking. If you guys want any kind of plot twists.
Joss is still waiting for that question.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you guys can think of anything, that's fine. And I mean, if you guys don't have anything you don't want to... Well, I mean, like, if there's anything you guys want to ask, that's fine. Like with Jurassic or anything else, really. But just, like, if you guys have any kind of questions or even comments, hey, I really like this, or hey, this is really, really trashy. Like, we can try our best to fix it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm glad that we make you want to play. Yeah.
That was a delayed response. You're a terrible person.
It's super awesome. What? Oh, Zach. Hello, Zach.
Yep.
Hello. There's your pretty face.
I don't see it.
And your insanely expensive camera that you're on.
Yep. JVC 750. Just had to replace the battery with an Anton Bauer
Way too many
90
numbers.
video series. So
all right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Well, Nathan, you're back. You're muted still if you're trying to say something. I'm
Doesn't look like he
looking
is.
back and forth. I can't tell. But yeah, so I think we're back and ready to go again. Is that right?
I'd say so, yeah.
Give Jurassic a question, please.
He's just still with the old woman.
Yeah, I guess what happened with Jurassic then?
He had to put an end to the questioning and the woman's life.
In the old, oh no, that's actually what I was gonna say.
Stains he wouldn't do that. He gave her a coat. He doesn't want to spoil his coat.
Wait, oh, he did.
That's why.
So
He's
we're
like-
cutting scene back to the entry room where Jurassic is wrapping up his informal, I was
Interrogation.
gonna say interrogation. It's more of like a query
Interview.
session.
It's an interview for a job at the butcher shop.
You like gave her like a tie and like a jacket. Like, here, put this on real quick. You need to look nice for your interview. Hello.
So, what about your husband?
What? We can never afford a no wedding.
Well, did he at least propose to you with an acceptable ring?
What? What is this? It's a dead marriage. It's a dead marriage.
Yep, welcome to Fantasy Missouri, everybody.
It's so true.
It's so true.
All right. Let's kind of get back on track, I guess. So I guess.
So that answer.
Yeah. She's still as confused as ever.
That ring. Do you have it?
Oh God! Oh no! I didn't catch what you're trying to do here. Okay, you're just trying to steal her valuables before you murder her. All right, that's actually honorable.
Yeah,
among
she's not
thieves.
wearing any jewelry.
She
She
probably
doesn't
would've
even
sold it.
really have like warm enough clothing for the weather, considering there's no fire going or anything.
I'd take your jacket back and then just.
Jossie asks, so what does your husband do? You said you're butchers, but what do you butcher?
I'm not married.
She didn't say anything about her husband. She didn't say a husband. She also didn't talk about the butcher.
Okay.
She just said that she
She's
lived
like,
here.
she said, my husband and I, we live here at the beginning.
Did she?
Yeah, she did.
Let's retcon it. No, she didn't. I'm kidding.
Oh.
Ethan.
Yeah, well, she's more confused than I am. So
Alright.
it's like, yeah,
Who was the man with you then?
I just want to be warm.
You have my coat.
Thank you.
Alexis.
Can I go?
Alexis, take
What
the
about
coat.
the man?
Okay. So the we're gonna cut back to the other scene now. So
Thank you,
there's
Nathan.
still
Thank
this
you.
fruitless Jurassic questioning.
What great
He's
order.
getting
She's just an
progressively
uneducated, poor, cold,
more
hungry
agitated.
woman.
Alexis, I was honestly, I'll be honest, as Kale, I was hoping that you would take your coat back and then describe an extremely dramatic and brutal murdering of this lady.
Why would
But
you
you didn't
not-
do it.
Why are we just murdering random people?
I don't know why. We don't have we haven't had any kind of dramatic scene other than one of our people get fried to the ground. Okay, I guess we have.
I mean,
Jurassic doesn't do that.
Jurassic did kill someone and sign his name with his rapier.
Yeah, but he doesn't just go around slaughtering random hobos.
I mean,
No, unless they have a magic marker.
you do. Maybe she does. So I guess LaKaylin is tackling this man and says, "What are you doing
She's
here?"
got him pinned to the ground.
Yes. I think she says, "What are you doing here?"
I work here. What are you doing here?
Hey, hey, Rue, what are we doing here?
Rue yells from the top of the stairs and says, I don't know. You brought me here. What are we doing here?
Hey, Jurassic, what are we doing here?
I love how you're just calling out everyone's first names.
Jurassic is his
We're
last
just
name.
revealing who we are to this person who might live.
Jurassic is his last name.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh,
Jurassic
yeah,
likes
well,
going by
names,
Jurassic.
anyway. Yeah.
Like reference names.
Like Mr. Jurassic, Don Jurassic.
Wait, sad?
The big cheese.
I think Lakaelin's saying, why was there an X marked on a map that pointed here? Wait.
He's like, I don't know nothing about no maps. Get off me.
Rue yells
No.
again. Ask him about the Zentarum.
What about the Zentarum?
Yeah, and he's kind of like looking like evasively, and he like starts like struggling. Give me a strength check to see if he
Like,
can break free.
Swiftly is like
for Lakaelin.
bringing her hands over her like
13.
ears against her head and just.
I rolled this.
I'm not watching the chat.
No, I'm aware. I'm aware that I wrote this. Once again, this is like the fourth one that I've rolled, but a couple of them were with advantage. The two were. Actually, I think I'm gonna use my inspiration. Okay, I rolled a 13 plus 7, so 20. Sorry, I'm using my advantage for inspiration. I no longer have inspiration. 20.
Okay, so we'll say that he like breaks loose, and then you like tackle him a second time. So now he's like. Now he's like pinned near the butcher's block in the center of the room.
This is Lakaelin. She's not going to think malicious thoughts about murdering this guy.
Swiftly kneels next to this guy and asks what's behind the door.
I guess
what door?
Aravan is
none of your business. Get out of here.
That's where Aravan's at. Actually.
I'm a respectable businessman.
Swiftly looks up to the paladin pinning him, and then back to him, and asks if he really wants to deny that.
Rue yells down on the stairs. Ask him about the door.
Aravan's up there with Rue, opening the door. Why are we still asking about it? Oh, jeez, that's really funny.
Yeah, Rue's gonna go help open the door.
Which door? There's lots of doors you guys have. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 or 6 doors you haven't opened yet. There's the exterior door from the chopping block. There's the interior door across from the block. There's the padlock door downstairs, the padlock door upstairs, and then unpadlocked doors upstairs, left and right. So I just kind of need to know which one you're referring to, because you've mostly gone through all this stuff without opening the doors. So, and the two you've tried opening are locked.
Rue's gonna go help unlock the one upstairs, the locked one.
With Aravan?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys go over to that door to unlock it. I still want to finish the questioning downstairs with the Dragonborn. So Swiftly and Lakaelin?
Mm-hmm.
He's not really like giving up any information.
Okay. Then I think Lakaelin's going to say, we obviously have the upper hand. If you just share this with us, then we'll be able to just help you out. Or then we'll let you go and live peacefully, or purchase your land from you, whichever you desire.
It's not for sale.
It's free real estate.
You give me a persuasion check.
Words.
I was
Sorry. 18 plus 6, so 24.
Okay, that's not enough. He doesn't budge.
A 20. Okay. Then I think Lakaelin says, I hate to do this. Swiftly, would you please remove one finger?
No.
This is a good paladin.
I've already lost enough fingers for one day.
Show me in fingers how many you've lost.
She hisses at the paladin and just tells her to let it go.
You haven't lost 7 fingers. Liar!
No.
Eventually, she wouldn't be able to tell the truth. And that's when it gets really bad.
All right, so let's cut back upstairs to Aravan and Rue. So there's a neat padlock on the door upstairs.
Okay. Oh, there's a padlock. Okay. Aravan's gonna undo it, like unlock it
How?
with his thieves' tools.
Okay, give me a dexterity thieves tools check, please.
Okay.
How about Rue?
Rue's gonna watch and make sure he does nothing wrong.
So 19.
Okay, so
Yeah, halfway through, she's like, no, the other way.
okay, it goes the other way and it opens up.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. I think we can get along just fine.
I don't know if there's such a thing as a corner room in a round tower, but it opens into a corner room with a door on the right into like a closet or something. There's a large king-size bed. Unlike the pallets downstairs that the squatters were using, this one's got clean sheets on it. There's actually one of the windows, a tower window with like properly cleaned glass and only a little bit of frost on it, kind of like allowing light into the room.
Okay.
The bed's kind of like off in the corner. Across from the window, where the light from the window is shining on it, is like an armoire with like drawers and stuff in it for clothing. And I already mentioned the other side door in this room.
Okay.
You go first. You open the door.
I think Aravan says, "Ladies first."
Good work. Rue, unlike the cowardly Aravan, is going to enter the room after checking for traps.
Okay, definitely not seeing any traps.
All right, good. Then she is going to enter the room and inspect for valuables.
Okay, so she looks where.
You've got like a checklist. Like, okay, no traps, valuables. All right, people.
She's just gonna like go around the whole room, like do a perimeter sweep, look in like any sort of cupboards, drawers.
Okay, so she checks the drawers. There's some sets of clothes, a couple of gray cloaks, and there's a heavy crossbow with a case of 20 crossbow bolts in it.
She takes the cloak and...
There's actually 2 cloaks. They're like a dark gray color. They're pretty well made.
One of the cloaks and rips half of it and then wears it like Desperado style.
Okay.
Yep.
And which character was that, Rue?
Yep.
And you said there was a room to the right. There was one on the left.
There's a door to the right. Yeah.
Okay. Then I think Aravan's gonna go to the door on the right and like creak it open.
It's kind of like hard to open. There's like some kind of like rocks or something down at the base of it, but with like a kind of like a shove, you can get the door open, and you realize that the upper part of the windmill here is like kind of like caved in, and there's just like rubble and like old timbers and like some frozen like snow, ice, and this is like a little closet, but it's like kind of like the roof's almost caved in here.
Okay. I think Aravan's gonna look around, and does it look
and
like
there's no windows? It's just all walls and stuff. So it's kind of like.
Is there any door connecting to this other than the one that I entered through?
Nope, just the one you came through.
Oh, and is there anything of interest in the room other than like the terrible shape that it's in?
No, whatever its purpose was before, it's mostly just filled with rubble and debris from a roof cave-in.
Okay, Aravan's just gonna kind of close the door and he's gonna say, "We probably shouldn't go in there." And then, like, since there's almost wait, is it? Did you say there was a bed in the room that Rue was in?
Yeah, king size bed.
Okay, so it actually made sense that he was there. I think Aravan's gonna check under the bed, and like check under the mattress.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Oh sure.
Or investigation maybe.
Can I go with the first one you said?
Sure.
20. No, not. 16.
Okay.
Fourth floor.
Yeah, it's actually got, besides straw, it's actually got feathers on the top layer of the mattress. It appears to be quite comfortable, if that's your thing. But you don't find any sort of like hidden valuables or anything in here.
Oh, okay. I think Erevan. Erevan was like a hired killer, and the way he did it was like art, like an artist painting, like he tried to be perfect. So I think it's gonna like kind of like and kind of drawing on what he used to do. He like tries to look for a way to make everything look natural. So I think he's gonna kind of like put everything back in place, and I think he's gonna check like under the dresser drawer and like behind it and everything else.
Okay. We'll use the same roll, and you guys thoroughly shake out the room, and like you're not finding anything of value here. So let's cut back to Jurassic with the woman. Did you have any other questions to ask her?
He has one.
How are you so illiterate?
It's a good question. So what about the other people that are here? Who are they? And why are they here?
You mean Thrakus?
Yes.
He's the butcher.
What does he do?
He's a butcher.
He chops meat for like meat pies.
What's the meat?
Like, really?
Like, really?
Well, there's the day meat and the night meat.
Ooh. Getting spooky.
Okay.
You ask a good question. What? What is the world coming to? I might as well just leave.
What's the day meat?
He butchers.
Sometimes cat, sometimes cow.
And what's the day meat? What's the night meat?
It's locked in a special room.
Can you show me where that special room is?
What about your friends? They scare me.
I won't let them touch you, and if you tell me and show me where the room is, I'll let you keep my coat.
They keeps the night meat in the larder.
Can you show me where that is?
Yeah, so she kind of like goes back to the like the one end of the butcher room where the butcher block is, and she kind of points down that small side hallway that LaKaylin had tried to unsuccessfully open the door. She's like, it's through that door down that small hall.
And do you know what kind of meat he puts down there?
Yeah, you think she does, but she's like, no. She's like lying. You can tell it.
I like this character. Can we take her as our new bench?
Can we please give her a necklace of immortality?
There's only one bitch.
Okay, you're right.
He asks, well, why are you here?
I just scrubbed the floors. I scrubbed the blood off, see?
I'm gonna be the night meat
She has
tomorrow.
a mop in hand. Like, she's already been just working here while you're talking.
Just off in the corner of the room is like this, you like look over and there's like a bucket and there's like a scrub brush.
It's one of those
And there's like even a little bit of water in it. It's frozen totally solid.
He nods and he takes her hand and he kisses her knuckles and then turns to the door. He's like, go ahead.
Constitution
may
save
have-
versus disease. Never mind. All right. So he like
Just
leads
like,
her
go
out.
ahead, you can have my coat. Oh, and then he gives her he's gonna give her 10 gold pieces and tell her to go buy a decent meal and a bath.
in a
10
house.
gold pieces.
Yeah.
All right. She snatches it up and she takes off running. She like flees the building.
Wait, since when
He's
is
gonna go
Jurassic
get
good?
He's
been,
not,
like,
but he got something out of it.
neutral or something. Or chaotic neutral or something.
So
Yeah, he's
Jurassic,
chaotic neutral.
So Jurassic's fair. He's not like evil and
I think
cruel.
he's a compulsive gambler. I don't think he's
Yes.
actually like greedy.
He's
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, So basically, he like gets his money to fuel his addiction. He doesn't get his money to like save it up or
He's a
spend it.
classy guy. He's very classy.
He just likes to win a wager. I don't think he actually cares how much money he has. He can always wager for more.
Yeah.
He only needs enough money to place wagers, I guess,
He
really.
thinks he's rich, but he's not really.
All right.
$1, what's the difference?
Okay,
Alright.
so let's cut back to Thrakis is pinned to the ground by Lakalin.
Oh, he has a name now.
It's been mentioned several times already.
He still has a name then. I think Lakalin said. Did he say what his name was? Like to them?
No, she said his name though, so I think
Wow.
Swiftly would know it.
Okay. I think Lakalin is gonna say. What should we ask you?
As to prove a point, Sad like pokes him with the bottom side of his quarterstaff aggressively. Like a very aggressive poking.
Very aggressive poking. That's
I
such a sentence.
All right, he just kind of like, I ain't saying nothing. Get out of here. Leave my shop.
I think this is about the point that Jurasi meets up with the rest of the group.
Excuse me,
there's-
sir.
Go ahead.
I ain't saying nothing means you're saying something. Okay, I'm sorry, Alexis. You say the important stuff.
So Jurasi knocks on the archway of the nearby door with his knuckles and says, "Hey, are you done wasting your time?"
Sad shakes his head.
So just to describe where we're at, you guys are in the main butcher room on the downstairs and the outbuildings here. There's an unlocked but closed door right separating Jurassic from the others. There's also an unlocked exterior door. So there's like an interior and exterior doors that you guys haven't opened yet. Down the hallway is the locked and unopened door that the woman called the larder. And then upstairs, they've opened the padlock and gone into the room, presumably the bedroom of this Dragonborn, and they've not found anything of value. And then in the main area upstairs, there's also 2 other doors off to the sides that have not been opened. So I think there's 5 unopened doors still, 2 upstairs and 3 downstairs, one of which is locked.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why haven't we like checked this guy's pockets since he's like pinned to the ground? We could probably like, take
you're
some
a paladin.
keys. Cause that not me as the paladin. I'm asking you guys as players.
Because
Why
Swiftly
haven't
is a
we done
good
this?
person.
Because Swiftly wouldn't do it. She's good.
Yeah, and Sad already has a lot of money. He could buy out all of you.
Yeah, Swiftly has more than that. More than you do.
Sad, just like the silent guy sitting in the corner, like, I'll just be here. I know I'm rich.
Swiftly
Whatever.
has as much as 3 current members put together.
Yeah, Sad is fine as he is.
Okay.
If it ever gets to a situation where they're gonna die, Sad's just gonna teleport on out.
I guess back to what? So there's so many doors unopened. I guess. Well, the Kalen's holding down this guy. I think Airvan. So we've already have we searched the entire upstairs area as to like what there is to find?
Because there's the door.
You searched 1 of 3 doors.
Okay. Yeah. See, for whatever reason, I was thinking there was only one door leading out of that. Even though initially
like
I thought I heard
where
that.
the mill was, there was a left door, a center door, and a right door, and he was walking the center door.
Okay. Then. Oh. I think that's where Airvan meant to
So
go.
Jurasi looks at the guy pinned down and asks, "So, what's this night meat?"
And he kind of goes, and he just snaps his jaw shut, and like, from this point on, he's really not going to talk.
So Jurasi puts his hands in his pocket, strides over, and kicks him in the face with his boot.
Okay, so I'll give him 1 hit point of damage. He's not dead yet.
Hey, I was talking to you.
Hang on a second. I might be able to do this. Let me double check what this. Okay, yes, I can. Okay, I think Kalen's gonna say, "Quick, hold him down," and she lets go and casts Zone of Truth.
But
Or
who's
can she-
holding him
okay.
down?
Can she
Jurasi
hang on? Since it's spoken, can she cast Zone of Truth while holding him down? Since it's,
He's
charisma?
got to have a hand free.
Okay.
He's not really resisting, so she can kind of stand up and cast Zone of Truth on him.
Okay, she's gonna stand on top of him and cast Zone of Truth. 15-foot radius.
Yeah, I know how it works.
Can
What'd she say after that?
Oh, I can't choose who does it though. Okay. She's gonna say. What is this night meat that Jurassic speaks of?
Oh, what's the distance on the Zone of Truth, real quick?
It's
15
15-foot radius, so basically anyone on the downstairs floor, not the upstairs.
Yeah, and you have to make a charisma saving throw, and
Jurassi's in his Zone of Truth.
you have to make a charisma saving throw against a 13.
The Dragonborn failed.
Nice.
Sad or less with a charisma of 19. Oh,
You gotta
he
be a
actually
13.
just barely saved.
I think Caitlin also has to save against it, because it doesn't. Yeah, so she also has to tell the truth. So I guess she'll make a save against her own spell, and she failed.
Jurassic got 18.
Oh darn. Okay, so the two people pretty much in question have to tell the truth. All right.
Yeah. So he doesn't respond.
She says, "What is this night meat you speak of? If you don't answer, then you're lying."
He's kind of like, he saw you cast a spell, and he's just kind of like, shakes his head, and he's just kind of like, nah.
Look, Caitlin's gonna struggle. She's gonna try her best to say, "I'll kill you if you don't tell me," but she obviously can't say that. So she'll say,
Jurassic
I'll."
Satterless actually says it telepathically.
To who?
To the guy.
To the guy. So
Xanath, not Xanath.
So I'm unaware that she did this. That Sad did this.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Sad makes this mental connection, gives this guy a voice in his head saying, "You better say it. You better say it. They're gonna kill you. They'll find out and they'll kill you if you don't say it. Say it."
All right. Okay, so he's got voices in his head. He's still bleeding from his fingers.
Oh.
And he says, I gave it to Rask.
Who is Rask?
The Stone of Golor. We gotta go. This is a goose chase.
He's like, he's another butcher.
Oh, what does he do?
And
Butch?
what's the night meat?
Bodies.
Human bodies?
Bodies of what?
Sometimes.
Does it taste good?
Why would
If
she
you
ask
cook it,
that?
I sell it mostly.
Oh.
Off in the distance, in some unknown realm, a halfling is licking his lips.
A cannibalistic halfling? Is the sun somewhat set to where it can be called dark?
In a completely different plane of existence.
Universe setting, everything is completely upside down.
Let's keep going.
All right.
It's actually getting late.
Yeah, it's very late. I agree.
Yeah.
I think like Caitlin, I think she's gonna say what is in this building that you don't want us to find?
He just kind of like just growls.
Do you like the woman that mops your floors?
No.
Are you having
She's a terrible maid.
Would you have killed her?
She did smell pretty bad.
It'd help if the water wasn't frozen.
Admittedly, yeah. I think as a maid, it would be a lot easier to clean things if the water wasn't frozen.
She did really good in the summer, but once it got cold outside, she just went straight downhill.
Would you say you have great draconic powers?
No. And he seems like really disappointed in himself.
Can you at least light a fire?
That drow's on fire.
Then why can't you melt water?
You almost can see like just like a little glisten. It might be like some ice. It's like kind of got on his face from like the cold.
I think with Kaylin, I think with Kaylin is she's kind of stepping on him to hold him down. I think she like pushes down just a little bit with her foot, and she's like, "What is in this building that you don't want us to find?"
Satterless actually clapped after Jurassi's amazing question.
He just says, "Meat."
What else?
You'll never find it anyways. It's gone.
That's okay. But what don't you want us to find?
The
What's
stone. And he like stops himself like before he says any more.
Excuse me, sir. You just lied by saying stow. Oh no.
The stone, not stone. Ah,
Thank you.
curse you and your spells.
Thank you for the clarification.
That
Sad connects with Kaylin mentally and says, "He's talking about the stone. You don't have to.
No,
we figured this out like minutes ago."
Look, Caitlin's gonna say out loud, "I'm aware. I'm just manipulating him."
Don't say that to him.
I can't. I don't think that I
What's
can
Swiftly
lie.
doing?
Oh wait. Oh, did she pass this? Did she pass the check on the zone of truth? Gotta
Let's
be 13.
find out.
Is it a charisma saving?
Yeah, so it's like her strongest suit.
Well, she got a nat 3, so I don't think it's happening.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
she can't lie. Okay.
Truthful cat.
She was already
did you see
truthful.
anything? Or yeah,
She was already truthful. So
the Velociraptor cannot lie.
In high school, I stole a chocolate bar.
she wouldn't have even done that.
I think we should have waited for the entire party just for sake of fun.
As a kid.
Is Swiftly doing anything or no?
Swiftly is a bit. She says out loud, "Are you hurting him?" And she's like trying to keep herself.
Vegas is like, yes.
She's like, "I want to cast
think
Cure
so.
Wounds on him."
No.
Sad
Let's
says,
let's wrap up the interrogation because it's getting late.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sad shrugs.
Where's the stone?
Is the guy close to dying by any chance?
I mean,
he's
give
only
me a
quite
nature or medicine roll to see if you can identify the damage to his wounds. Let's see. Kaylin asked him, "Where's the stone?"
Mm-hmm. Where's the stone, to your knowledge?
It's with the last meat shipment.
And
21.
where's the meat shipment going?
Meat pies.
Where's
Cuddle's
that?
place.
Do you have a map?
No.
We just keep getting maps.
Will you escort us there?
No, he's almost dead.
I'd rather die.
Yeah, directions. Do you have directions?
What are the directions? Cleanly detailed.
We're
He's
tourists.
like,
Alexa.
there's only one Cuddles in the trade ward.
All right. Trade word. We got it.
Hang on,
We'll just ask Malthur. He knows.
Wouldn't Jurasi know?
Possibly. If it's a legitimate business, you could probably find it pretty easily. But I think Malthor is the only one who's from Waterdeep natively, and he's not present.
Where's Jurasi from?
Yes.
Italy? Yeah, Italy.
Great minds think alike.
he was first on Earth in Italy, and then he just woke up one day somewhere else.
That's in a peninsula off the Faerun continent in the Forgotten Realms.
You come into my world and invite me to
Disrespect my family.
on my daughter's birthday.
He doesn't have a daughter.
All right.
Illuminati.
Should we? I think we'll say there's not much more obtained from him.
I don't think there's much more to obtain from
I got a
him.
21 on that medicine check. Is he dying?
He's not going to bleed to death, but he's pretty badly bruised and cut up and lost some fingers, but he'll survive if you guys don't damage him much
I
further.
think we should
If she
spare
can
him.
cast Cure Wounds.
I had spare the dying.
You gonna
for so
cast Cure
long,
Wounds
I
on
never
him?
got to use it.
She asked the permission of the party first.
I think it's fair, yes. He's given us what he wanted, and we did kind of break into his place of work and
Jurassic doesn't
almost
like it.
kill him.
All right, so roll dice 8 and your wisdom, and then I'll heal him.
Sad
little
just
bit.
squawks very loudly.
All right, let's cut back upstairs.
It'll be
Erevan
as they
and
walk
Rue,
away and she'll apologize.
you guys finish checking the one room. There's the main center room with the mill, and then the 2 rooms to the sides that you haven't.
Erevan's gonna go check out the room in the mill, with the mill.
Okay, so there's kind of like an east room and a west room.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Off of like 2 doorways or 2 doors. That
Oh,
are
I gotcha.
closed. And
Let's
then
go
like
with...
the actual millstone is in the center part of this main room.
All right, real quick, let me see this. I'm just gonna roll on it because I don't know. We'll go east. Never mind about the roll. I'll go to the east
Okay.
room.
It was a 9 for that roll.
Okay. For the healing.
Yeah.
All right, so that room to the east is a very large pigeon roost, and there's bird crap everywhere.
Okay.
There's broken shingles from the roof where it's partially caved in, and there's pigeons kind of like in here, and they all start like fluttering and flapping about, and it just reeks of like
Smells.
bird dropping dust and that sort of thing. And there's pigeons all kind of like fluttering around all over the place.
Okay. Can Erevan see the door that would be on the west?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
It's just like 15 feet away.
That's what I'm saying. Like, can he see it from the inside of this room?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
then
directly
he's-
across the way.
Then he's just not gonna do anything with that one. He's just gonna close it and then go to the door. I think on the far left. I think.
Well, from the top of the stairs, that was the far left.
Oh, I
Anyways,
gotcha.
there's only one other door you haven't opened. It's
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
west
saying.
door.
That one door. Sorry. Yeah, that's downstairs. I forgot. Yeah.
It's basically a small little closet room, and on the it's like a little like triangular kind of room, and on the far side of it is another door into a further room, and that door is shut.
All right, door. Now behind door number next door.
Okay. All right. So when you go through to open the next door, the floor in this room is completely rotted through, and you actually it cracks, and you fall through the floor down into the first floor.
Oh, insta death. Great.
No, it's not insta death. You do fall 20 feet, so I'll roll
2d6.
4 damage.
Oh, not 2d6. Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot the first 7 feet don't count.
Yeah, I rolled a 2 and a 2.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. That's better than my roll.
Yep. So he's now fallen down into a kind of like identical shaped room down below. Like a little triangle shaped room, and it has one door exiting out of the room.
Rue rushes in behind him to make after seeing him fall, and looks down.
He's moving down at the bottom.
All right. She shrugs and she calls out, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And she holds out 3.
Kale?
She holds up 3. You say?
Yep.
As many fingers as you have. So 3. Right? 4.
She looks at both of her hands, very confused, and she goes, Sure. Do you need help?"
Sure. Thank you. I'll take that. And
Alright.
he sticks out his hand.
So, Kale, there's
20 feet
a
down.
door out of the room he's in down on the ground floor that he can take to get out of there. Unless you want to try going back up the way you came.
It's just like jumping up. Back up.
Also, I'd like to wrap up the next 5 minutes at half past if we can.
Yeah, I agree.
Leave on the cliffhanger.
Yeah, I think we pretty much.
We're not putting on a cliffhanger.
Oh wait,
let's finish this.
Wait, I think Lakaelin's done interrogating this man. I think she says, "I sincerely thank you for everything you've done." And I think she turns off the zone of truth, closes it up, and then I think she walks over to the padlock door, and then I think she says, "Do you have any keys to this?"
Let's stay with Erevan though. Erevan's down where he
Okay,
fell.
yeah. Is he? So you said he's just on the first floor, so somewhere he's already been.
Yeah, he's not been in this room before.
Oh.
He knows from where he fell up above that he's somewhere on the first floor of the tower part of the windmill.
Oh, okay. And what's it like in here?
Well, he just landed in a pile of debris from the floor caving in.
And then I think he's just gonna
It's
look
just
around.
stone and like walls. There's nothing in it. It's a small like triangular room that's like 15 by 10 feet maybe.
And you said there's a door?
Yep.
Oh, I think he's gonna walk up and cautiously open the door slowly.
Okay.
Cautiously slowly.
So it's the other third of the downstairs room, and inside are a bunch of corpses frozen solid, just kind of like lined up and kind of stacked like cordwood.
Like humanoid corpses?
That's the room that the maid led Jurassic to.
Yeah, they're
is this room?
probably human. There might be like maybe he recognized the pointy ears of like an elf or a half elf.
Yeah, that's why I said humanoid. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
like turn around and say, hey, Rue, I think you should come down here.
But Rossi was already down there with him.
She responds with, yeah, I'd rather not fall. That doesn't look, particularly fun.
So just for the sake of time, we'll just say this is kind of like the last major room. There's a
Okay.
couple other kind of like half abandoned rooms. There's a couple other squatters if you explored the last door. But
Okay.
in this room, there's kind of like a tarp pulled over a stack of bodies that's like partially exposed, and so you can just kind of look and see there's like these frozen corpses here. And Thrakis basically doesn't really say much else other than like he's got a and there's just a strong demand for meat, and he just sent the shipment. So that's it. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And you're able to unlock that padlock door where Lakaelin is, and that opens into their room where
Okay.
Erevan fell through to.
And how do we contact the guard?
Guard! Guard! Guards!
Yeah, Rue's gonna go out and get some guards around.
Rue the assassin is going to call for the guard.
She's not well known by the guards. She wouldn't be good at a job if she was.
I'm gonna come back in just a minute.
Okay. Alexis, I think we're going to actually like end the stream now, so.
Yeah, so I guess we end with the guard coming back then, or heading up there. Or what
So
are
I
we doing?
mean, she's
I don't know
probably,
what that means.
Yeah.
Are you guys actually calling for the guard?
Rue's gonna
Is
go
she?
outside and do it. Because I mean, to be fair, like she's an assassin, yeah, but
Okay.
she'd only be a good assassin if
Well, you
the
guys
guard-
have just attacked a citizen, so I'm just trying to clarify, like, you're calling
could
the guard
totally
to,
be
like,
rat
report
out.
yourselves?
Well, no, what we say is, hey, this guy's cutting up human, elf, etc. meat.
We also
and-
said all of our names.
He says, don't call the guards. If you don't tell about my larder contents, then I won't report you for your attack on me. Just go. I've already told you what you wanted anyways.
Rue shrugs and goes, well, that's fair. All right,
Thanks.
don't come
Here.
for my meat.
Here for your troubles. And I think Lakaelin picks up all of his fingers, which she's collected, and like kind of like pours them into his hand. He's like,
That's morbid.
keep these safe if you want. They're kind of frozen, so they're pretty well preserved too.
All right. So let's go ahead and say that you guys you've kind of gotten some clues from him, and we'll pick up next time leaving the windmill butcher shop.
All right.
All right.
And do you want to do the quick debrief so we can wrap up?
Yeah.
Sure, Zach. Go ahead.
In regards to the community, the viewers, etc., we've had a really good spike this stream. We have a 13 high is what I saw, and a lot more like diversity in the chat. So I'd like to thank everybody who's come to see us, and ask that you follow and kind of publish us out there, share, tell people that we are the best, even though we're not. And
We are the best.
We have goldfish.
we have Goldfish. Sponsor us, Goldfish. As as for those people, I'd like to say join our Discord. Yes, 13 people were high. Why else would they be watching?
Alexis, your turn. Zach, you're cut off. You're cut off.
What?
Your wristband has been snipped. You
What
no
am I
longer
doing?
can get
we're doing
alcohol.
debrief. No, I can finish my actual debrief.
Okay.
That's I like the setting. We had a lot of very specific role play. There was a really good part there. I believe somebody joined in the. Well, yeah, it was really good. But so Lord Arctic Frost joined kind of in the middle of that, and it was a very very funny moment where we where we were freaking out the old lady because we had a drow come in, and then the orc come in, and then behind that was the mobster, and then behind that was I think the eldritch kinku, and then the paladin that looks like something out of Silent Hill, and then just the massive cat with the velociraptor tied to it.
Yep.
Yes, so
Jurassic
the party
came in
consists
the
of
same
a drow, a half orc, a kenku, which is like a bird person, a tabaxi, which is a cat person, her pet velociraptor. Our paladin is a half celestial, green, like emerald green skinned. ASMR, and then we have like one human, Jurassic.
And he's a mobster.
Yeah.
We're just a big band of quirky folks.
And also you'll see everybody's playing two characters. Our concept is actually to do a dungeon crawl, where basically it's more like combat oriented, but obviously we're compulsive role players. So
yeah, and from what I read, like there's some people commenting that they preferred role play over.
Yeah, well, it is a role playing
combat,
game, to be fair. I
agree.
And just a quick plug, as soon as we wrap up the Dragon Heist adventure, I've already picked up the Undermountain adventure, so this just came out yesterday. So as soon as Dragon Heist is done, we're going to jump right into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Hopefully the Saturday after Thanksgiving we'll start that up. Mm-hmm. We've got about 80 random gen characters, most of which are being played in the party now. And
most of which,
yeah, it's going to be kind of like a meat grinder. So
we have an interesting comment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have somebody
yeah.
doing? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some ideas as far as whether to just have feedback from the audience or actually have some guest players. So
we already had a guest system, but that was most of the people.
I was a guest at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
now
since
you're
we're doing
here.
it all remotely, it's a lot
Oh,
easier.
Alexis, you mentioned earlier this is your first time playing more than one character at a time. Do you want to comment to that, or just on a session in general? We're just doing a debrief.
Well, no, you played Jose and Jurassic before.
Yeah,
No,
but that really wasn't.
It really
wasn't that strong. Yeah, Jose was kind of just.
I didn't roleplay Jose, and I was kind of thrown into it, so I didn't know either character, so it was really hard to do. But this is my first time actually playing two characters at the same time, which is super awesome, because unlike the last session, I didn't have to wait for over half an hour for anything to happen.
It was really difficult the last session with the audio was kind of... I had an earbud in that was Alexis's feed into one ear with the delayed lag of the table conversation. It was like... Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. This was more or less an experience with me trying to figure out Jurassi's character, because I've done Swiftly for a year, and when I play characters, they don't ever die, so I get very attached to them.
Oh, okay. Well,
you play that one character.
Well,
so
be prepared.
This is my second time playing Jurasi, and I'm scoping out.
You might not want to take Swiftly into the Undermountain.
I probably won't. She won't enjoy it anyway.
Okay. She's a scaredy cat.
She's not a scaredy cat.
I like that Jurassic has a silver lining.
Yeah, he does. He's a classy guy.
All right. Kale?
I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun from everyone. It was awesome interacting with the audience. I feel like we really did that a lot better than what we normally have before. And I feel like it's something that we really kind of need to, I guess not really we really need to, but it's something that's really, really nice, Oh, yeah. I mean, you guys talking to us, that just motivates us more to play more and to try harder at what we're doing. And
I think this format where we're not around the table. When we're on the table, I think we kind of are feeding off each other more. Whereas when we're digital like this, I think we're more checking in with the audience.
Yeah,
so I think this format's
really
more
like
conducive to audience participation.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and like, just this is super fun. I guess that's for the actual like for the actual playing. I loved it. I loved the role playing. I loved pretty much everything about it. And by pretty much, I mean I actually loved everything about it. And it felt very, very fluid, jumping scene to scene to scene. In comparison, where it could have been like really, really like, blocky and kind of, by blocky I mean like rigid and not nice. But it felt very, very natural. It kind of like it just kind of flowed in.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, so just for our audience, our main concept for this Wayward Dice is that we have an adventuring hub called the Wayward Dice Wagering House or Tavern Casino. Basically, the idea is that people will be placing wagers or bets on the success of the adventurers when they go out to do quests or missions, one of which will be obviously the Dragon Heist right now. They're looking for this hoard of coins. They're trying to track it down. They're currently trying to find this Stone of Golor, which is the clue they just got from the butcher, that it's at this meat pie shop in the trades ward. And so that's where we'll pick up on Friday of next week. In the long term, though, we basically have a huge host of characters. We've been making characters together for almost 3 years now. So we're kind of have a backlog of characters that I need to kill off as quickly as possible. And we have a mega dungeon to do that in the upcoming twist, I guess, plot twist. So we also envisioned having audience participation as far as like having plot twists and that sort of thing. And one of our main goals in having more than one character per player is that we can have like the loss of characters and still keep playing. And that doesn't mean somebody's out for the night just because they're one of their characters died. Back in like the 80s and the days of second edition, I think they used to adventure with larger parties of 10 or 20, and so they might go in waves trying to explore dungeons. And so we're going to try and emulate that a little bit better once we get into the dungeon.
So we can make about 4 runs where TPK happens, and then we have to start making new people.
Yeah. And then the next adventuring party goes in and stumbles across the bodies and loots the previous adventuring party and continues the exploration. So
I can't wait to
so anyways,
Malther.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the plan. Gosh, I've got like 4 file folders packed full of characters that we've already got ready to go.
Yeah.
I would like to next week on Friday and Saturday. I'd actually like to wrap up this adventure. We'll probably just quickly narrate and roleplay some of the scenes. I kind of liked this particular encounter. So some of the other ones we'll kind of like go through fairly quickly, but basically the chase is on, trying to catch up with the stone before it disappears again. The final comments from everybody?
I was going to mention that about the same time we start this campaign on our Saturdays, our Friday will be changing from the Dark Sun campaign, which we haven't run in a while for various reasons, to one that I'll be running, which is set in the Coriolis setting, a sci-fi pseudo D&D.
Brooke gets to come back.
Brooke's going to come back. It's going to be great. It's going to be a completely unique campaign that I've designed. Yeah. I think the only faction, like the only actual faction that's going to be making a recurrence from the main campaign would be the Order of the Pariah. So if you're aware of Coriolis lore, it's going to be a change on that, really.
Okay. Coriolis is a role-playing game. It's a Dice 6 game using the Mutant Year Zero engine, like Mutant Year Zero or Tales from the Loop. Coriolis is a sci-fi game published by Freelagon. They're Swedish. Recently merged with the makers of Symbaroum, who also coincidentally made Coriolis. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but that's one of the main games we've played outside of D&D is Coriolis. It's it's kind of a cool setting. It's got an Eastern vibe. So Zach is going to run that. At the soonest, it'll be on the 30th of November. depending how quickly this wraps up. If we keep not finishing this adventure, it might be December, but we definitely want to have Zach DMing by the first Friday in December, which is the 7th, but possibly as soon as November 30th. So we'll have Friday and Saturday night next week. I won't be free the Friday after Thanksgiving due to family, but I will be free the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And hopefully start Under Mountain that Saturday.
All right. So yeah, I think that's about it for everybody. Is that right?
I mean, Jurassic needs a new coat, and he didn't get a magic marker this time, so it was a personal failure for him.
Are you trying to collect all the colors?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, yeah. So everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everyone here on the channel, as in Zach, Alexis, and Nathan. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. It's been awesome playing with you. And yeah, anyone listening, join our Discord. We have the link down below. We also have our YouTube channel. If you want to watch any kind of older videos, Goldfish sponsored, please. We need the money. I'm a poor college student. Zach's going to be, and Alexis is also a poor college student. Nathan's a not poor college graduate, money,
but I don't get it either. So,
but yes, thank you so much everyone for coming in to watch. Send us an email. Join the Discord. Watch our YouTube videos.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Old sessions are on YouTube. So.
All right. Well, perfect, guys. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
All right. See you Friday.